So The Watchmen is the stupidest fucking show on television. I'm
Oh, yeah,
pretty much
because
sure of it.
Someone on my I just saw someone on my feed while I was scrolling while I was taking a dump this morning before coming over here. That, it remains one of the most brilliant TV shows on
It
air.
is, without a doubt, the dumbest fucking show I've ever seen in my
Episode
life.
7 or whatever didn't. Are you caught up?
I've watched all of them. There's
Okay.
only 2 episodes left.
Okay, because like the one episode I guess just came out and someone was like, "Oh, this is amazing."
I went through just recently to make sure I wasn't losing my mind. So I went through, I don't know if it was IMDb, if someplace where it was reviewed, and everybody was just like, "What the fuck am I watching? What the fuck is this?" You know. And then I think that it's one of those things where artistic people that aren't into the comic might dig it,
Okay.
but anybody I feel like who's into the comic, who knows, there might be some huge twist that happens in the next 2 episodes that makes it a thing, you know, like turns it on its head. But like, what is a reasonable amount of time to commit to a show before getting the payoff? Like okay, so if
To the end.
is it?
I don't know. It depends though. Doesn't it depend on
if the twist makes something bad good? What's a reasonable amount of time to commit?
how good does it make it though? Is it,
It
like
would have to
you
make
know what I mean?
it.
Like sometimes
it would have to fix it.
Sometimes you get to the end of something. It's like, oh my god, I have to watch that all over again with that lens, and it completely changes everything.
I agree. Like,
I mean, I haven't seen the show. I'm just for the sake of discussion.
So I agree with you, but like Sixth Sense, for instance, right, has a twist, changes the way the entire show is seen. Or the
Right,
movie's
but
seen.
it's completely watchable before.
Yeah, true, but also it's only a 2-hour buy-in.
Yes,
True.
and this is a 8-hour,
At least
12-hour.
At least.
I haven't watched a minute of it.
It's fucking terrible. Like I have had to watch every episode twice because with the exception of the first, because I've fallen asleep on every episode.
Wow.
And I should be sitting on the edge of my seat because it's one of my favorite fucking brands, you know? Like it's DC and it's The Watchmen. I'm a fanatic of both. And I can barely stomach it. My wife is just like, "It's only 2 more episodes." I'm like, I can't fucking do this
3 in,
anymore.
3 out. You have to.
I know.
So
I know.
have you talked to anyone else that has watched this?
So there's one other person I know that's watching it, and that individual we keep missing each other. Like we've crossed paths, and we got to talk about The Watchmen. I'm like, I know, and then we don't see each other for another week.
Let me see. This is what's on my feed. After last night's crazy reveal and the previous episode's mind-bending approach to a flashback-style story with many well-done stylistic flourishes, Watchmen HBO continues to be absolutely incredible and one of the finest show on right now. What a sequel to a classic story. So obviously it's a considered sequel. Here's a reply. Every episode melts my face off. I love it. Here's the second reply. Are they paying you to talk like that? So...
Yeah, like... It's basically...
I mean, this is why I keep Facebook, so I can read stuff sometimes.
It just has nothing so far... I mean, like, the Watchmen kind of appear throughout it in terms of story components, but it just really doesn't have much to do with the Watchmen at all. It's about a futuristic white supremacist group that beefs with the cops, and the cops beef with them.
So I did read about, I guess you said it's set in Tulsa. Mm-hmm. About
Oklahoma?
Yeah, about the burning of
Where
black.
he's from.
I am not from Oklahoma. I don't think I've ever even been to Oklahoma. But the story of Black Wall Street, are you familiar with that at all? Not anything to do with any rap album.
It's like Black Twitter, but Black Wall Street.
No, it's actually like this really fucked up.
Yeah, basically it was, the African American community had created their own community, and they owned all the businesses, and through a turn of events, it all got burnt to the ground, and all these people were homeless.
With racism.
The
power of racism. So, like, I would watch a movie about that in a fucking heartbeat and be balls in. I don't need The Watchmen to educate me on that story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, had you heard that story prior to this?
I did not.
I hadn't either.
I did
so
not.
If it did anything...
Oh, yeah, but is that The Watchmen's... Is that the goal of The Watchmen? Is to bring awareness to historic events?
Maybe that is whoever created this It said, "Hey, I can plug this into this world."
I wonder if they would have just done a 12-part miniseries telling that story
Without the Watchmen?
without the Watchmen. Just call it Black Wall Street.
It's hard to believe that hasn't been in development already.
Maybe it will be now.
They probably want Julia Roberts
I'd
to
be-
be the lead or some shit, though.
I'd be interested in that.
Yeah.
I just don't need the Watchmen. And
Does everything make sense in the Watchmen universe? I mean, like, for the show, does it...
no, not to me. So Rorschach's legacy, spoilers, has become a white supremacist badge of honor, it seems. So, that's not Rorschach at all. So, if you don't explain that disconnect, it's irritating.
Yeah.
It would be like,
Jesus is not a white supremacist who's about money.
That's true.
I mean, in real life, we have certain people who aren't down with Jesus, who touts Jesus.
Aren't down with Jesus.
I'm thinking like Watchmen is a think piece, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen the show. I'm just putting it out there because immediately when you said that, it brings to mind real life situation where people aren't about what they've become to represent.
I feel like the questions that the Watchmen raised, the book, were deep, oh shit, who really ever thought about this type of questions.
Yeah.
I feel like the questions of whether or not racism is bad is not really a question anymore. You know what I mean? I feel like we got the answer.
Most of us has one answer. Some of us have another answer.
Right.
But everyone has an answer at this point.
I feel like it's I mean, in the first episode, there was some interesting stuff that I talked about, because there was a black cop and a white supremacist, and the playing with the idea of police, extreme force and all those sorts of things, along with race, and kind of double reversing it. And I was like, okay, where are we going with this? Because there's some interesting stuff here. But it has kind of been diluted into this fucking nonsensical corn soup.
I mean, I like a good corn chowder.
This isn't a corn chowder. This is a corn soup. It's just soup. It's a broth with corn kernels in it.
That
it has
sounds awful.
No nutritional value whatsoever.
Fair enough.
But you're committed now. You have these rules.
Yeah, no, I know.
You have to finish
to be fair, I tried to back out 2 weeks ago, and Laura wouldn't have it.
Blame it on Laura now.
Yeah, and she's not enjoying it either. She's like, this is fucking dumb. And she loves The Watchmen too. She's never read the book, but she loved the movie, and she loves the characters. And, it's just, ugh. Just fucking stupid. Anyway, welcome to Nerd Rage Radio, episode 223. I am joined with Uncle Dolphin.
My man.
Pinkerton, if you're nasty.
Permission to come aboard.
I like it. So I'll go ahead and start Nerd Weeks this week. I watched Aquaman with my wife.
Speaking of which.
Yep. That's why I was transitioning. We both enjoyed it. We both agreed he is the worst part of it. Which is a bummer. And you know what is interesting? You haven't seen it. If you never give it.
I've seen it.
Oh, you did see it?
Yeah, more or less.
Okay.
You got the you're not wet behind.
I watched it on mute.
You have to,
on the plane.
You missed
watched it on mute?
Kind of.
So you're not wet behind the ears about the movie then?
No, he stuck his big toe in. The thing about it is,
we talked about this. We talked about me.
You have to forgive me because I've been listening to nothing but Nerd Rage Radio.
You should have heard this.
So I've heard of plethora thing. I've heard you say that you're not going to watch it at all.
Yeah,
I've heard you say that.
Yeah,
just recently. The amount of opinions I've had bombarding me for the past 72 hours, it's been crazy.
Listened to 100 episodes.
Yes, because I've been trying to put together this best of, which is done, by the way.
Did you hit 3 hours? Or was it 2 hours 59 minutes?
2 hours 59 minutes.
So listen, guys. I know we live in this IKEA world. Some of us. Did you say you got done putting together a besta? And it took you 3 hours?
Yes. Yes.
Wow.
It had the glass front, though.
You need to get those task rabbits to come fix your shit.
That's a 10-minute job nowadays.
Yeah.
How quickly do you think you guys by yourself could put a detail?
Oh, easy.
Like
Ooh, a
how long
detolf?
from opening the box to it is up?
Under 15 minutes.
A detolf might take me 20 minutes, but I can get a Billy together
Oh yeah,
before your coffee's made.
sure, no doubt.
Crystal was watching it on the plane to one of our Japan trips. And like,
So, I think that I'll stand by that movie in terms of the job that it does, like the amount of lore of Aquaman that it establishes. You know, the creatures of the deep and all the different places and all the different kingdoms, and how it has like the epic battle, and it has you know, the family story, and it has all these things. Like, I think it's masterfully written. His performance, I just can't. I can't with that dude. Here's another thing about it. Watching it, I couldn't help but think to myself, you know who would have made a better fucking Aquaman?
Keanu Reeves.
Ocean Master.
Yes. I mean, he's a good actor. I like Ocean Master.
He looks like fucking Aquaman. He carries himself with that sort of like elegance and
regal,
grace.
yeah.
Like that Aquaman has, and then it's like cut over to this guy, and he's like, "Sup, bros? Just doing stuff, watching cartoons, playing with my balls. Who wants, you know?" Like, it's just like, oh, excuse me, farted, bro. Like, it's just like, it's just like,
It's probably not far from accurate.
it's just aggravating in that sense. I watched Dark Phoenix or whatever it's called.
Oh, yeah. You
Yeah?
watched it without us.
I did. Guess what? I enjoyed it.
Of course you would.
I enjoyed it. I don't think it's great. It's certainly a bad telling of that story. But if you don't know that story, it's fine. It's not bad.
Didn't people watch Last Stand?
So if you don't know that story, Last Stand, I feel like is still bad.
Right.
If you don't know Dark Phoenix story, this movie's pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. I mean, it was entertaining.
Yeah,
the
I thought
character development I thought was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I mean, considering the path that these movies have been on, the past.
It's just like the last straw. Apocalypse was like, no more.
They could have done more. Like, they could have done more with Scott and Jean and their relationship and, you know, all that kind of stuff. But, like, overall, it's a pretty good fucking movie, man.
Yeah, I don't like the girl that plays Dark Phoenix. I don't think she's.
I loved her. I haven't been crazy. I think she's been fine up until this one, but I loved her in this one. I buy Dark from her.
Interesting.
But I enjoyed it more than Endgame.
Wow.
Not saying it's a better movie, but I enjoyed it more.
Enjoyment and good or bad is not relevant.
Yeah, like it was a fun little ride to go on, you know. And I thought Nightcrawler was cool, and Scott was cool, and I mean, who were the Beast was good in it. Like, you got to see
Scott's never cool. Scott thinks he's cool,
but getting to see Scott did some cool shit.
He did,
you know, and like I was like, man, this is fine. This is, I mean, it's not amazing. Magneto did some great stuff. I could have. I think they made some poor choices with Magneto's crew, like the braid guy and all that. Like, they, you know, like, it was dumb. But they could have.
What are we talking about? This? I don't know. Mutant powers are dumb.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
Yeah, they're not all going to be winners.
No. But that one's
realistic.
That one's especially bad.
Well, hey, you work with what you got.
So yeah, that was. I started watching the Batman Ninja one. I'm struggling.
I couldn't get through that.
I'm struggling with it.
Dude, towards the end, I was done with it. Towards the end,
I couldn't.
Yeah,
finish.
I'm struggling.
That's the only one of those DC animated of late that I have not been able to finish.
Like, I was okay
couldn't
with
get through it.
Like, the first half hour, I was like, oh, okay, the art's good, this is okay enough story, and then it was just downhill from there.
I really liked the steampunk one they did, or you know what, Gotham by Gaslight.
Oh yeah, well that's based on a classic book though.
You're right.
You know, so like
Yeah.
this one has nothing to, has no legs to stand on other than cool animation, you know, anime style. That's cool designs, but
Some of them, not everything's cool.
I haven't seen it all. I'm only like 15 minutes in. I feel like
That's kind of like, you know,
Buckle up, it gets worse from there.
well, Bandai does the samurai, you know, movie realizations of Star Wars and Marvel, and
They
there's
look
some
great.
yeah, they look fucking amazing.
Some of them look great, but then some of them don't.
What
And
do you
the
mean?
ones that don't
Who doesn't
are
look good?
Captain America.
Oh, I was talking about Star Wars.
Well, right.
Yeah,
so
I don't feel like the Marvel ones look good.
no,
at
no,
all.
Marvel
it's
ones
just
don't
the
look-
Star Wars one look
the
great.
Star Wars, yeah, there's
Like
a couple
Akbar?
that are a little off.
You see the
for
fish
me.
armor? An Akbar?
Yes,
I know,
That's
right?
fucking great.
I would have thought it would be. Like in my mind, it's like that should be dumb, but it's not.
I have not gone in on that line so many fucking times.
Yeah, me too.
And at this point, I think it'd be too hard to backtrack. So,
Yeah,
you
the-
got a face life anyway. Just get rid of a bunch of stuff, get it, and then get rid of that too.
well, don't worry.
And Bobby will buy it off you.
The purge is coming soon.
The late tax and the display space for me is the challenge with that line. But that fucking dojo that JD did for him is fucking top shelf.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
And all the little Easter eggs and stuff he's put. Like I like little shit like that. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I watched something else, but we did Christmas decorating, which is always good, and we turned on the music, and Christmas music and all that kind of jazz. Did Black Friday shopping, bought a whole bunch of DVDs. I think that's my new thing, with the exception of like Star Wars or shit I have to see. I'm gonna wait until Black Friday to buy any of my media that I want, because I got all those movies for under $100.
Wow.
Most of them were like $5 to $7.
I have all those movies for free.
Well, I'm not going to steal.
I think I.
A lot of those you don't have to steal. I don't think they're just on one streaming service and another that
Well,
you
you're
already
paying for
have.
the streaming service, to be fair, and they're not locked in forever. Like license agreements do end, like for Netflix and stuff, with and HBO and shit like that. Like Disney Plus is like all that shit's locked in, but at least as far as we know.
Yeah, I just steal, I guess.
Word.
I'm trying to think what else. Joe came over for Thanksgiving. Had a nice.
Oh fuck! I put your plates aside this morning. I was
to
like, I'm
bring-
gonna go grab them on my way out, and I somehow forgot.
And
an idiot.
We moved some stuff around in the basement, and to prepare for my Maja cases that I bought.
Did you talk to him? Did he get back to you?
I bought them.
How much? Oh, I don't. We'll talk about prices afterwards. Did you get them for the price you wanted?
Yes, but
Awesome.
I had to forfet the mirror.
I don't think it's a big.
Yeah, and I
Big deal.
started having second thoughts about the mirror anyway.
Yeah.
Because I was like, here's what I was thinking.
It's a
about.
distraction.
It might be a distraction. It's too busy. You're looking at yourself.
And
You're
the
looking at
reflection,
the reflect of everything
everything
else
behind you. Yep.
If I could just have it, like if I could have a two-way mirror, as the display case front, so it would only show the back of the statues and nothing that's standing in front of the case. You know what I mean? Like, i.e., me, or my kid, like eating a fucking blueberry breakfast bar with no fucking plate or something that's gonna drive me nuts.
Yeah, you'll never be able to take a picture of it.
Right. So yeah, I went without the mirror.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I'm in a payment plan process.
Yeah,
but
it's also good that it's flexible where you can do that.
yeah,
You just have to pay off by the time it ships, right? Which is going to be like in 2 years.
I think it's wild that you cleared the space out for things you won't have for a year.
He needs to visualize it.
I need to visualize it for one, and I also need to work out in my head where everything else is going, where the things that were occupying that space are going.
It's because he has so much stuff. Like, like honestly, like he has so much stuff, and he was like, should put this franchise here and this franchise here, and I could not wrap my head around all those things at the same time. We had to do it,
It's tricky.
and it worked out.
Well, no,
and we can.
no, it hasn't. No, it hasn't.
Well, we got this Billy sorted out.
Yes, we got that Billy sorted out.
Got a
for now.
video of you trying to move all them GI Joes.
Yep, that'll be up on Patreon next week. So yeah,
Without taking them off.
without taking them off of the styrofoam in attempt. There was some thrill of victory.
Yeah,
There was some agony of defeat.
I bet. I bet.
Let's see what else. Oh, I'm having spite trouble. I went to put it on TuneCore for iTunes and Google Play, and it blocked it. I don't know where my phone is, but it blocked it. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the sample or if it's that there's a gun in the promo art. I don't know what their rules are. They're like, and they didn't tell me. They just said, due to our terms and services that you agreed to, this song is blocked. Do not upload again. Do not da-da-da. So I wrote them, and I was like, can you tell me why? So maybe I can fix it. But I don't think I'm going to be able to fix it. So I'm going to have to come up with something else. Maybe SoundCloud or something. I gotta come up with an alternative.
Yeah, SoundCloud. I mean, it's a viable option. Lots of people use it.
Is that downloadable? Can you download off of SoundCloud?
Yeah.
Okay, and I want to have it like because I might just make a Skullface account for SoundCloud and just put all of the songs up there.
That's probably not a bad idea. I know some other people I know that make music use SoundCloud, and they use a lot of samples, and nobody says anything.
Yeah. I mean, like, I had fucking Nothing For Me, which has a huge sample. No problem. This fucking Spite has a little itty-bitty little bitch of half a sample.
Algorithms, man.
Fucking nuts. If it's the sample. Maybe it's the pistol. If it's the pistol, we can have this shit sorted in,
that would
today.
be wild.
But what happens
though.
if you just try to upload it with different album art and see what happens?
Well, it told me do not upload again. It gave me specific instructions.
Well, I mean, what happens then?
It's
I mean,
different
I don't-
though.
They kill you.
If they say
They come,
if they
they come and they take your firstborn child and they chop your fucking dick off and then they chop your head off afterward.
Interesting.
but it's a different upload.
And they all wear Universal Music Group flags on their backs.
I would think it
capes.
was an armband.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know.
Or change the tempo by 1 beat per minute.
I don't know. Yeah, I gotta. They're supposed to write me back, but they haven't.
Oh, of course. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't expect them to be able to get back to you that fast anyway. Who knows how many emails they fucking get a day?
So I paid for it to be uploaded, so I got to try to get a refund on that as well. I mean, it was only $10.
But still, it's $10.
Yeah, and then I withdrew my money that it had earned over the course of the year. Nothing for me. And I tell you what, streaming services has not been good for business. I did about 2/3 of what I normally do, and my song had 4 times more activity.
Sounds about right.
So yeah, it's kind of a bummer, but it's fine. It's small potatoes. I mean, to be fair, like doing 30% less is only like $30, a roundabout.
I mean, also like, on these songs you're doing for the art of it more than the money.
No, I'm doing it for the money for sure.
Really?
But no, I'm kidding. No,
I figured like if you broke even, you'd be happy with the
think-
upload.
I think that the art of it is something. I'm funny about the word artist.
an art.
We're
not gonna get into that.
No, we're not going to get into that. But I am funny about carrying that label, right? It feels very pretentious to me. So, due to my own personal definition of what art is, music is one of the few things that I do. I hate saying this. That I actually feel like I am creating an art because I am taking something and I'm building and creating something for the single purpose of expressing something. So yes, but I also do it for the enjoyment of the video editing. I really enjoy. I could probably enjoy that more than everything that I do.
Have a dinner together.
Yeah, I mean, like all that shit, man. Like that shit's fun. But anyway, enough about that. It's just a bummer, and I got to try to work it out, and I got to try to work it out soon because I'm behind the 8 ball, as it were, on that. I want to say there's something else, dudes, and I can't.
Mandalorian, obviously.
Yeah, well, I figured we just talk about that every show at Star Wars Talk.
You tried to talk about it before the show.
I did, and we want to kind of
These guys.
We want to kind of bring in the discussion about Mandalorian toys and stuff into it as well, and it gets tricky. And so let's just continue. If something pops up, then we'll tackle it. Oh, I beat Jedi Fallen Order.
Awesome.
Oh, I watched it. So I already know about it.
Pretty good story.
Yeah, it's cool. And
Well, I don't know
it
the
ties
story yet,
into.
so.
Are you trying to be spoiler free or?
You know what? Lay it on me. It's fine.
It's not big.
Yeah, and I'm not
Deal.
gonna go into it too much, but basically, like you're this Padawan that lost his master.
Is that the figure that they have out?
Yeah, Cal Kestis.
What a horrible name.
Yeah, no shit.
Is it? It sounds Star Wars to me.
It does sound Star Wars, but like it's too Kestis.
The alliteration's a bit much more.
It needs a little breakup in there.
White people on an adventure
From
with
the
Lando
people who
Calrissian.
brought you Mon Mothra.
Mothma. Mon Mothra is
Mon Mothra and the Dirty Two-Backs.
so. Anyway, the story doesn't really matter for the part that I want to tell you. What's cool, my favorite part of this is you had these flashbacks of when you were training as a Padawan, like a little youngling. Mm-hmm. And
I'm sorry, what time frame is this?
This is
what's the BBY on it?
right after Order 66.
Yeah, I would say it's probably within the 5 years after Order 66.
Okay.
And my favorite scene in there is this one scene you have to get to your training session. Like you have this flashback and you're on a...
You're playing the flashback.
Well, like you're in the
That's an
game.
interesting concept.
Yes, and then you it goes like, and then you're into the flashback, and you play the level of the flashback. So, but it's like a little baby level. You're in a Star Destroyer, whatever they were called when they were Republic vehicles, and
When they don't like Jar Jar Binks' head with the 2 eyes.
so you go through, and as you go through, there's all these clones in the hallway, and they're like, looking good, Cal. Like, you're gonna get them today, Cal. Like, but some of them, like, you're fist bumping and shit.
I love clones,
like,
man.
Yeah, dude,
I
it's
fucking
so
love
fucking
clones.
awesome. Like, the vibe is so good, and then you get in and you run this training thing that your master has set up for you, and when you get to the top of it, there's this fucking clone trooper standing behind him, and all of a sudden, like, this thing activates on his hand, and as you can see in the background, it's like the Emperor's shape.
Yeah.
And then he turns over to your master, and your master just chops his fucking head off. But then you have to, like, escape out of, like, you and your master have to split up, and you have to escape out of there, and, like, all the clones that you were just pounding up and everything are
Trying
now
to kill you.
Dude, and it is, like, it does
Wow.
have some emotional weight to it. You're like, holy fuck, man, this is a cool, like, playing it is a cool experience in the sense of, like, how heavy that shit is that doesn't necessarily always translate in the film, with that exception of when Dickhead gets shot. That's one of my favorite Star Wars shots ever. Ki-Adi-Mundi.
Oh,
And when he's like, and like you follow the clone's
Behind-
feet,
yeah.
and they all like stop slowly, and it's one of my favorite shots. So
Vader was in it for a second.
Vader is in it. He didn't need to be in it.
Of course he did. Of course it's for you fanboys who wants to see him for a second. Just
Yeah,
like in Rogue One.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, see, my thing with that is that like he should be like the special sauce. You don't have to bring him out every time. You just bring him out when he needs. Like Rogue One.
I mean,
perfect.
if it's a game though, it's a little bit different. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like.
But I loved the second sister Inquisitor character, like Trilla. whatever. Yeah,
I mean, you fought her like 6 times with some shit.
yeah, she's fucking cool, and I wish they would make a figure of her without her mask.
So did
'cause it's
she-
fucking infinitely cooler?
Which character is it?
The second sister Inquisitor?
Oh,
You think she
is
was-
that what that's from? Too?
yeah,
Redeemed at the end?
no,
No,
no.
because it seemed like she was talking.
Yeah, I think she could. I think she could have been. I think she was like,
But then Vader.
did it.
The whole shift motion you just did. So like, but that whole story was part of that. I'm in on a Star Wars kick a little bit because home working on stuff, listening to stuff, and YouTube. Are they with Disney or something? Because like every time I watch something nerdy and let it autoplay, it always goes to Star Wars video within like 2 or 3.
It means you've looked at Star Wars
Yeah.
videos and the algorithm is
But I've
trying
looked
to
at a
feed
lot
you.
more other stuff than Star Wars.
There are a lot of tentacles in Star Wars.
Yeah, Rathars.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, so like I was watching like Let's Plays, like or recaps, people who like explain whole stories in like half an hour, which is great because I like stories more than playing sometimes. And then it got to Fallen Order, and after that, it went to that history video that I put on the group chat.
Oh, by the way, I listened to it in the car. That Mandalorian thing. Yeah,
Interesting,
It was
right?
interesting stuff.
Yeah.
I love all these lore videos. It's fucking great.
Yeah.
But like the game, Fallen Order game story is part of the greater canon in that listen through about the
Maybe
the
it's been
holocron being fucking destroyed.
Maybe it's been
younglings.
updated. Maybe it's been updated since I've last, because he does them regularly. Like there's a few good Star Wars.
He does it
channels out
every
there.
May. He said he does it every fourth. What?
Oh, May 4th?
Yeah, he does.
Oh,
it every
because
May 4th.
but this game just came out.
Sometimes you know the story. ahead of
Maybe,
time.
but they Star Wars
But
explained.
I like that cohesive fucking canonized story where I can wrap my head around.
Yeah,
Laid out chronologically.
yeah. No. I dig it. Chris, how was your nerd week?
It was good. My parents were here for Thanksgiving, so we were hanging out with them. I figured out that I'm old and trash and I'm falling apart.
Okay,
No, seriously. So I believe it was it Tuesday we recorded last week?
yes.
Yeah. So I went home and was sitting at the kitchen table, and it was either Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday morning. I don't remember. I was sitting there and like working on the computer, and I heard something, and I just turned my head. Pop. Like, what the hell? So I was this dude.
Oh, you were
Are you
89
continuing
Batman.
that?
Yeah, I was 89 Batman. I couldn't turn my head. And my mom's like, oh, I've got this. She had some like heating pad thing with her. I'm like,
You got
Never
this-
good, dude.
The ointment smells of
It's
something.
an inflamed area.
Yeah.
Always remember that. It's an inflamed area. So what do you bring to flame?
Ice.
crotch.
Yes, sometimes.
So
With regrets there as well.
regrets.
I think part of you guys' problem, from medical perspective, is that you don't sleep enough. For males, I mean, it's for everyone. It's important. People underestimate the amount, like sleep and health, how much they
There's so
correlate
much
it.
stuff to do, and I'm
Right,
excited.
and I feel the same way. But if you fuck up a night's of sleep, the next day your testosterone levels drop by like half.
I can't.
So if you consistently don't sleep, your testosterone level is always like half as what it should be.
So
And
how
testosterone
much-
is very important for men.
How much sleep should I be getting, Joe?
It's different for everyone.
Probably
There
why there's
are
so many girls.
there are people that there are people that need less sleep. They're a very small percent of the population where they only need like 4, but most of us need 7. And I try to get at least 7, at least 6 to 7 every night, like since 2-3 years ago, and I feel pretty good about it.
I feel best functionality wise in between 4 and 6. If I sleep more than 7, I feel like I'm hungover.
Yeah, it's too much sleep is not good. I mean, for function.
I mean, I
it's
think-
like that. It's like the nap feeling after you wake up and you're groggy.
Right.
That's too much.
And I don't nap for that very reason because I always feel like I'm.
So I mean, if you feel good between 4 to 6, I'll say try to get 6.
Yeah.
Well, I still got between 6 and 7 last night. Mm-hmm. See, that is the thing. Like, I wake
I mean,
up.
it's a daily thing.
I wake up early,
Yeah.
but I go to sleep relatively early. Like,
yeah.
And last night I was
You do.
watching The Watchmen, so I fell asleep at like 9.
Yeah. Easy breezy.
I mean, it's the beautiful thing. I have a hard time falling asleep.
Yeah.
So, now I know I can just put on The Watchmen anytime I want, and I can just instantly fucking be asleep
Or
in 10
anime.
minutes.
There's a lot of anime on Netflix. Just put on an anime. You fucking pass the fuck out.
Well,
But yeah,
like-
people always think they can catch up on sleep. That's not a thing. You can't do that. It's just physically not possible.
So yesterday I was helping my wife do something, and I was holding something, and it slipped, and I tried to catch it, and now my elbow's fucked up.
Laura, take a look at that shit, man.
I mean, I'm a
falling
freaking
apart.
train wreck. Well, part of it is, and I've talked about this before. I'm not made for this world.
Right.
I'm
You're not.
constantly.
You're too
I mean,
big.
Look at me. Like, I really need to hold it up. Here.
Don't the mic extend?
Yeah, that extends.
I can't figure it out.
Can
My
we
health
do
is
something for him?
My health is not worth it.
Let me pause it. How's that?
Oh, Bobby, I think you've changed my life.
Yeah?
My neck pain is instantly gone. That's another funny thing is I'm assuming I have carpal tunnel in my wrist.
Oh, how you gonna hold your beggar's cup? It's a Sopranos reference. Continue.
Yep. Thanks. I guess I need to go get a Rolling Stones tattoo on my tit now.
Shout out for knowing it.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a life before you knew me. My wrist always bothers me when I'm over here. And I don't know if it's
Here.
it's something, probably a nerve, the way I sit on the stool or something, because, I'm a giant man.
I wonder if it's this.
It could be. I don't know. Sometimes I'll just sit on my hand because it feels like it takes the
Shit
pressure
looks
off.
wild as fuck.
Yeah, I do it all the time, but now you're gonna say. I watched several movies this week. Jurassic Park was on A&E.
The original?
Yeah,
Still holds up.
it does. It
Yeah.
holds up really well.
The effects still look good.
Yeah, it does.
They're a little glossy. They come across a little. I'm serious. They
because they're trying to make them like slick, look
maybe-
like
or maybe it's
scaly, like a snake.
yeah.
Slippery snake.
But every time I watch Jurassic Park, I always remember that Trey and Matt said, "Yep, we're using the computer from South Park to draw these pictures."
Yep.
After
From Jurassic World.
from South
Jurassic
Park. Yeah, Jurassic the engine that they
Oh,
built
yeah,
for
that
the
they built for
dinosaurs.
Jurassic Park.
They bought
They-
that engine
That's
to
right.
move circles around.
That's right.
And I just always think that's but it holds up so good. And there's so many little things in there, and it's almost like I haven't seen it in so long. Like what's his name? Goldblum's character is so fucking good.
Yeah, classic. You know, I hate when people say the book was better. But Jurassic Park is the one example where I always bring up just how much better that fucking book is.
But I mean, it's like people say it all the time because I think mostly it's true. For every
might be,
movie
but,
I've watched, I've read the book too. The book has like 99% been better.
For me, I usually I can usually enjoy them.
Yeah,
I can
enjoy them both.
I can
Yeah,
enjoy Jurassic Park, but like a lot of times, like I don't walk away from a movie based on a book and say, oh, the book was so much better. Like a lot of times, I'm like, man, like the book was really good, but this is really good in a different way. Like I don't view it, but Jurassic Park is different. Like the book is fucking different because in the book, John Hammond is like a fucking monster, and they kill him at the end. Like he goes out and he sacrifices his kids.
Yeah,
Like he's willing to let them go in order to save the future of the business. And he goes out and it's the little fucking things that are on the beach in the second one, the compies, and they fucking tear him to pieces. It's just a more interesting, less kind of Hollywoody, in the sense of like he comes
happy Bo
he comes around and he sees that family is what actually matters.
Did you read the book before you saw the movie?
No.
Okay. Can you guys think of a book you read that they made into a movie that you read the book first?
Comics.
Actual written word.
Wrinkle in Time, but I haven't seen the movie yet.
Dark Tower, Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
There's more. I can't think of.
You read Lord of the Rings?
On tape.
Okay.
Not VHS tape, cassette tape.
You listened to it?
Right.
Listen.
Yeah, that's fine. But reading that shit is like,
I can't.
yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. It's like 5 pages
It's
of
like
so and so
reading
is
a
the son of
dictionary.
so and so, who's the son of so and so.
So I tried to start reading the Game of Thrones books when the show came out. Mm-hmm. Oh my god! I got through like 3 chapters. I'm like, no.
Not for me.
People love them.
But it's the same thing. The seventh son of the seventh son of the
Right.
seventh son.
I can't keep track of all
Born
this shit.
on a
I might be
Monday.
maybe I'm an imbecile.
So the only one I can.
I'm bringing that back, by the way. Imbecile. We don't use it enough. I'm a fucking imbecile.
That's fair. We've had to take some words out of our vocabulary lately. So
That replaces the other one.
The only one I can think of.
I'm mentally imbecile.
Oh,
You got imbecile, mentally imbecile.
Sorry.
The only book I can think of that I read before movie was Cormac McCarthy's The Road.
Oh,
Is that
okay,
with the
okay,
guy in
okay,
the-
okay,
and
okay.
Yeah, Viggo Mortensen's in the movie.
Yeah.
And they cut a lot of shit out,
They call it Lord of the Rings too, surprisingly.
like the baby roasting on a spit,
Yeah.
and
Ooh.
some other pretty rough things. But good book, decent movie. Let's see what else.
The Running. I love actually most of the Stephen King books I've read before the movie.
Oh, really?
And the movie's always been much worse.
Yeah.
Especially the endings. It's always been terrible.
So, did he write a Shining sequel, or did they just make a movie out of it?
I think they just made a movie out of it.
Doctor Sleep. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know.
I think it's a book.
Really? By King?
Mr. Brownstone?
I thought so.
It
didn't
could
read
be.
that.
It
That one
could
I
be.
didn't read.
Look, you know what? I don't know. I don't know.
Don't know.
And there's a lot. And he had a lot of made-for-TV movies too, like It and Desperation and all that shit.
Yeah, but it was a book.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it was a made-for-TV movie.
Oh,
instead
yeah,
of
they made a
movie.
bunch of... most of those were Langoliers and shit, like the little angry Pac-Man.
Yeah, but that was a cool concept.
Yeah, it is a
just
cool
looked
concept.
terrible. The
Yeah,
book
the
was.
Stand,
I like the books.
Trash.
The books.
Yeah, the books might be good, but,
Yeah.
but like...
What about Lawnmower Man?
Oh, dude, I was
That was based
fucking
on a short story I actually had read.
Yeah,
I was
the running man. People
pumped
don't
for
yeah,
Lawnmower. When I was a kid, I was
art,
like,
the
this
preview?
shit looks fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
the
I like-
virtual reality and stuff.
Yeah. God bless.
The
Virtual.
nightmare VR sex that was.
What a fucking asshole was I.
Yeah.
Weren't we all?
Being excited for Lawnmower Man, my dad should have smacked the shit out of me. How's my dad supposed to show his face at work? My son's excited for Lawnmower Man. He doesn't know how to use a fucking lawnmower, but he sure is excited for this goddamn. I bet you that's what he says to himself.
I wonder how that holds up.
No,
it
it didn't.
can't.
It didn't hold up
It
at that point. It
can't.
wasn't good at that point.
It can't.
I mean, I bet you it's comically bad now.
I don't know. Some things can be so bad that it's good again. I don't think that hit that mark.
I'd
Yeah.
be willing to watch that again.
Yeah. Christmas decorations got put up. My assistance
y'all
in this
got time.
process. Hold on. My assistance in this process is getting everything upstairs, and I don't touch a thing. And then I put the boxes back in storage.
So oftentimes that is mine. However, I took a more active role this year, and we had it done by lunch, and then we went and cleaned out Leia's room and Selena's room. So
Like the fucking first house in this neighborhood. Like the day after Thanksgiving, the lights outside lights were all on. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we haven't. I say we. We don't have any of that stuff. I have a bunch of inflatable to put up. I know Bobby's excited for that.
yeah, you got to get
Are,
those bad boys
are
up.
they okay for Christmas, or are they
fuck
still
no.
trash?
Still trash.
So we bought some on clearance. Did I tell you about the clearance
Yeah.
ones?
Yeah, but I've forgotten, so go ahead and tell
Yeah,
me again.
so
I've
it's-
just listened to it probably recently.
So
but-
it's
Trash memory.
it's the snake from Beetlejuice.
yes.
oh, yes.
That you got for like $3 or
Or,
something.
yeah, it was like
Oh,
like
for Halloween.
Just
Yes,
take
yes,
it.
yes,
No,
yes.
we're gonna put it up for Christmas.
Your house is like deep in the woods. People aren't even going to see you
Way
at
back in the
decorations.
woods. Yeah.
Why do you even bother? I would not see your house on the road.
It's for the kids. It's for the children.
Put it inside.
Did you go? No, this was like, did you go outside and look at it?
They have a
Well, they
Christmas,
come and go. You know,
they have
do
a Christmas
school.
tree from the ceiling.
We do. It's wild as fuck.
That's crazy. It's cool though.
It's actually not from the ceiling. It's just an upside down tree.
It looks like it's coming from the
It's
ceiling.
like anti-Christmas,
but it's upside down. Yeah, it's
Is it like a Krampus or whatever his name is?
Krampus.
Krampus.
Is that history?
It's really fucking cool though.
Yeah, it's really cool. So in the Christmas spirit, and my parents love this movie, and I love it too. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yeah,
Oh,
great.
I hadn't watched it in a while.
What? I watch that shit every year.
You know, I don't remember watching it last year.
Watch Home Alone every year.
But we watched it, and it's such a good movie. But it's so much in there now. It's like it's almost cringy. Some of the stuff, like him fumbling over this girl when they're looking at the.
No, I still like that.
And I didn't realize how much pratfall stuff Chevy Chase was doing that late in his career. Not late in his career, but at that point in his career.
What do you mean?
Like the falling through the ceiling.
Oh, yeah,
and just being a clumsy oaf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that character.
Do you guys find that you appreciate National Lampoon stuff more and more because you've become more and more like Chevy Chase?
Yes, for sure. And it's not that I've become more and more. It's just that my life has gone on that trajectory. You know, so like I know what it's like when the kids won't shut the fuck up, or you know what I mean. Like you want to host an event, and you know, like stuff like that. So
Jelly of the Month Club. I mean,
dude, that is my favorite line in that fucking shit, man.
Jelly of the Month Club.
Clark, that's the gift that keeps on giving. That's my favorite
man.
part in that whole shit.
It's that.
Oh, you guys.
There's so many things. The way Eddie dresses that entire movie is hilarious. He dresses like he's a disco star.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's an odd dynamic there. We noticed. So like, her parents were there, and when Eddie came, her parents just gravitated to those kids, unlike anything I'd seen. Like you know, the two kind of run amok children, the one with the mullet and the frizzy hair. Her dad is just like, oh, come give me a kiss in this, but it's very odd affection compared to the way he is towards the other children. I watched Rogue One.
Nice.
Kind of out of the blue. Cassian is murdered her in like the very first part of that movie. And I'd never really, I noticed it, but Kelly was watching it with me, and she was like, he just fucking killed that dude in cold blood.
Yeah. Black Ops.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
I mean, people kill people in Star Wars.
No, I know, but
Like,
just
like fucking Han kills somebody on his like first fucking 5 minutes on the screen too.
Yes, but Han is killing a quote unquote bad guy.
and he's also
He wasn't-
also a scoundrel with no ties.
It wasn't a
to
bad
anybody.
guy. It was a guy coming to collect bounty on him fucking up.
Well, yes.
He didn't
yes.
pay, and he's in trouble now. And they're
Yes.
gonna get the
but
boogeyman.
this is theoretical. Yes, I agree. But the difference, like the dynamic is good guy, bad guy.
yeah.
This is supposed to be two good guys.
Yeah.
You know, that's what makes. That's what makes that rogue,
But,
that whole rebel shit special. Is that they have this group of fucking X-Force, you know, type rebels that will do what need to be done.
But what does killing him accomplish?
Because that dude was going to break.
Yeah.
That dude was
Keep
going
him
to break.
quiet.
He wasn't.
Okay.
He wasn't going to like this. The stormtroopers were off in the distance. He was getting all rattled. He wasn't going to make it, and he had to fucking shut him the fuck up.
Yeah, I guess so.
On the YouTube roll after the history movie, video came up. Like I guess it's a spoof or a parody, but like a serious look at how like the rebels are the bad guys and the Empire was the good guys at the time of, original trilogy.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Like there was order in the galaxy. Things were kind of peaceful, and the rebels are fucking going around and killing people and making bad things. Like I'm, paraphrasing,
Yes.
but like he makes a good point. On
but
a
at
lot
the
of that
same
stuff.
time, they were like that's the cost of at what cost is peace worth it? Because they also. They were extremely xenophobic. They fucking enslaved countless species and all that kind of shit in order to kind of get peace. So you can make it's like that. It's that it always comes down to that, like, the freedom fighter versus the terrorist. And,
right.
the definition of that individual usually depends on what side of the fucking road you're standing on.
You can't. I've been saving this. I screen capped this tweet from some random person. You can't truly call yourself peaceful unless you are capable of great violence. If you're not capable of violence, you're not peaceful. You're harmless.
Yep.
Whoa.
Bars.
Bars.
Yeah, bars for sure. Let's see. Played a lot of Mario Kart. I don't know why. I've just been this Mario Kart kick. I played me and Kelly played. We picked 24 random races and played them the other day.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've been in the mood to play video games recently. Like I played this Jedi Order, but I've been in the mood. I want to play Injustice. I've had this like weird craving to like get really good at it.
Because it's Christmas time.
I don't know.
Oh,
but I
bring
think
the
there's
kids out
something
in
to it. Well, I think that, and I think that like around Christmas you always got new video games, so it was part of the vibe. I don't know. I think there might be something to that though.
If you like the Fallen Order, you should play the Uncharted games. They're made by basically made by the same people in the same style. If you like the gameplay and the story element of it, try Uncharted.
Yes, I would like to, but I'm not crazy about the gameplay of this because I'm
Okay.
I'm not crazy about the level being the challenge. You know, like you got to jump on this wall, to jump on this platform, to jump on this moving thing.
That was all video games back in the day.
Correct, but
Yeah,
I
but
used
you
to
don't
hate
like
that.
it.
I used to
Yeah.
hate that shit too.
Yeah.
Like Mario Brothers, when you step on the one plank and it would start shaking and fall, I'd be like, super stressed out, unenjoyable.
You know when
They're called platformers, Bobby.
Nintendo came out with a new side-scrolling Mario game. I think for the Wii was the first time they had done it. I think New Super Mario Bros. I think maybe it was called. But like Kelly couldn't watch me play it. She got such bad anxiety, especially towards the end where you're like, jumping on fire platforms. And
Yeah,
crazy
too
shit.
much, dude.
I love watching people play Mario Maker on
Oh,
hard.
dude, that's
Ridiculous.
That's
It's
crazy.
amazing.
I
I
can't
fucking
handle
love
it.
it.
My
I can't
kids will
handle
make
it.
levels. Hey, Dad, you want to play this level? Okay, and step off and just immediately die. But, or then they get mad when I they put this whole run across the top. I hop up there and run. That's not what you're supposed to do. Well,
That's the
guess
easy
you
way.
need to redo your game. I wish they'd come out with some DLC content for Mario Kart. They haven't. They've come out with one DLC.
I mean, how
pack.
many more
That's it.
cards and how many more characters can they
They
possibly
could put some more tracks. They could. There's 48 tracks, and I know them all.
You can run them backwards still.
You can, but
Let me ask a question. What's the most memorable video game present you remember at Christmas?
Mortal Kombat, Sega Genesis.
getting a Super Nintendo.
Well, I didn't get it on Christmas, but that was my most memorable gift as a.
I remember getting a Super Nintendo for Christmas, and immediately just tearing into Mario.
So you know what's funny? I'm glad you brought that up because that wasn't going to be my choice.
Okay.
Mine was actually Super Mario Brothers 2. I didn't even know it existed. I didn't know, you got to think about my age and everything. Like,
I'm wrong. I'm wrong. It was a Nintendo because I remember
NES.
because we got that. We got Mario 2. I got the Power whatever it
Glove?
was. I had that at one point. That's trash. It's I don't know what they called it. It was about the size of half one of these tiles.
like a joystick.
The joystick. It had turbo buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in Mario 2, I had tuned the turbo buttons so when you play the slot machine at the end, every time I had symbols for the amount of characters I had. Yeah.
So
Sorry, you were saying.
No, I didn't know Mario Brothers 2 was a thing, so I just opened a gift and it was Super Mario Brothers Part 2. And I was like, what? What?
And then you played it and you're like, what the fuck is
I was
this
very
shit?
confused.
Why is someone throwing eggs at me?
Yeah. And is Birdo a dude? I'm not sure. Anyway, so I want to give my mom some flowers. I wanted a Super Nintendo bad as shit because I wanted that Mario Brother game because I like the Koopa Kids. Always have.
Mario World it's my favorite.
It's
Mario.
probably the best
It's my
Mario Brothers
favorite,
game
yeah.
ever made. Yeah. So I wanted it so bad, and I never asked my mom for much for Christmas because she never got me anything
Unless it's to fuck with you.
unless it was to fuck with me. So this time I was like, I want a Super Nintendo, and she wrapped a game. Like I went through my presents, and there was like a video game, and I opened it up, and it was a Super Nintendo game. Like it was like some jet game, like side scrolling, like
R-type
kinda. Here comes some jets, and you go up and shoot them, and you go down and shoot them. And I was like, oh, Super Nintendo game. And my stepfather was like, what is it? And I was like, Super Nintendo game. And he had looked over to my mom and he was like, we got the wrong one. And I was like, oh, fuck. So I went through all my gifts. There was no Super Nintendo. I'm like, God damn it. So they were like, all right, we're going to go to some cousin so-and-so's house or whatever the fuck. And I was like, all right. So I stood up and then she was like, what's that one? And there was like one behind the couch. And it was fucking Super Nintendo. And it's like the nicest thing she ever did for me as a kid. But like I have a crystal clear memory of it. Like yeah, crazy. But yeah, those two video game experiences. But I forgot about that one briefly until you jog my memory.
Video games. We're going to talk about Mandalorian. I've been working on these Office dios that I did the pre-order on. I have 15 of them to make. It's getting a little taxing because it's just very monotonous work.
Can you cut out more than one set at a time? Are you maximizing your board,
So that leads to my next thing. I ordered parts to make my machine longer,
so to speak?
so to speak.
I wish I could.
I just need to make my machine last longer.
So now I'll have,
That's my problem.
and this company Inventables that makes my X-Carve, they've gone from a company apparently, and I've read about this and talked to other people, that was very much of a, here's the machine and here's all the other stuff you can do to make it better. And now they're like, here's the machine. Because I called and it's like, do you have an upgrade kit? My only regret with this purchase was not buying the biggest one out of the gate. And I went back and looked. I'm like, it was $200 fucking. Why did I not?
Because you were nervous.
I was nervous because I didn't know what I was getting into.
And it was a huge investment.
It was a lot of money.
I remember that. You remember that when he was talking about it?
Yeah. And now it's just like fucking toys, escalation.
Yeah,
it's escalation. Yeah. So I called them. I said, "Do you have an upgrade kit from point A to point from mine's a 750 to a 1000?" And they said, "No, we don't have anything." I said, "What you can do is go through the parts list and pick out what's different." Like, that sounds horrible.
That sounds fun to me,
dude.
I do that with my airbrush.
So long story short, I figured out I'm going longer and not wider, so I don't have to replace the top arm.
Just the x-axis.
Right, just the x-axis. So I ordered all the parts to extend it. I'm not going to buy a new wasteboard from them because it's ridiculously expensive.
Are you losing power, Bobby, when I said x-axis? Like Smirgle, not Smirgle. What's his face? Fly with Dragons.
Gorbash?
Yeah. No, the bad guy. When he listens to science, he loses power.
Oh yeah. I thought I misunderstood what you said.
I said x-axis and Bobby got smaller.
So this will allow me to
Scientology,
do an extra 250 millimeters
longer,
which is definitely going to be able to take advantage of more material.
Yeah, so you can put a board on it and just cut the entire board so you have more pieces out of it.
So right now I basically have a 20 by 20 space I can work on. I've got the sheets cut into 24 by 24.
Yeah.
The pieces I'm cutting are like 11.5 by 12. So I have to cut one, take it off, turn it, cut another one.
That's bullshit. Because you can cut 4 pieces now, right? If it's 24.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll be able to. So I'm looking forward to that stuff coming in.
Fun times.
I watched the Jeff Goldblum show on
How was it? You watched it?
I watched all of
my
it
list
so far. This one was about denim.
Some people hate them. Some people get them. Denim. Some people just.
I'm not gonna put that on the playlist. I refuse. No, it was about like the history of like. Apparently, there's some Levi's jeans from like the gold rush days that are worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars because they.
Oh wow.
Yeah, apparently there's a huge Japanese collector culture for denim, but
there's a huge Japanese culture for everything.
Fair,
I guarantee you.
Except foreigners.
So my. Yeah.
Unless in porn.
So my parents were here, and my parents RV a lot and have something to watch. You know, they can use the antenna to get the locals.
Antenna?
Yeah, a digital antenna. You can actually, if you hook a digital antenna up right now, you can probably get about 20 channels.
Yeah. Okay.
Seriously?
You
don't know this?
No, I do know this. I'm just...
Okay.
I didn't know...
So,
VHS still exists,
To get around this problem... they have streaming and whatnot, but I guess the data gets throttled because they're just using the hotspot because these places don't have...
Throttle my data.
That's right. They don't have Wi-Fi. So my dad was asking me, he asked me, can you explain to me how torrents work? I'm like, absolutely I can. But we never really... I did show him how to do it, but he's got this crazy-ass software on his computer, basically where he logs into Netflix, he logs into this program, and it records the things off Netflix in real time.
While he's watching?
Like if he wants to record the entire season of, I don't know, whatever.
Stranger Things.
Sure. It takes, I don't know, 8 or 9 hours to do it. But he just,
like a VHS. Like a fucking...
Yeah.
But you can't do that because Netflix will eventually ask you if you're still watching.
Well, I don't know how this works around it, but somehow it does.
That is
it's
true. I
pretty
hate
wild.
that shit.
It's
Actually,
wild.
It's usually my saving grace because I wake up with it on.
It's just very, I don't know, it's a very odd process. It sounds like this is the OK Boomer software.
It is. Definitely the OK
I was
Boomer
like,
software.
what do you want? We can get it. We can literally get anything for you. But there we go. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's me.
That's you?
Oh.
Yosef?
Me. All the Star Wars stuff we talked about.
Right.
Mandalorian, woke up at 5 in the morning to come over to Bobby's house to watch it.
That's true before work.
I had to work.
And
they had to go shopping.
Yeah, I did.
Well, I watched it that early too. I think it was 6. I got up at 6 to watch it. And then here comes Kelly like at 6:30. What are you doing? Watching it. Why do you wake me up? Because I don't wake you up.
Do you want to get into that at all now, or
what? Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Okay. What did you think, Christopher?
I liked it. I mean, I thought it was a good story. This episode has been a little divisive, and people don't seem to
finally.
like it.
What is the beef?
People don't like it. People are saying it's the worst episode.
Why?
People don't usually give a reason why they shit on stuff. They just like to shit on stuff.
Worst thing ever.
Well, I think it's more it's a kind of a one-off story, or it leads you to believe it's going to be.
Yeah, they're all kind of one-off stories,
right? But yeah, and it kind of ties in. People are still trying to kill the
frog.
The frog.
So I wasn't crazy about this episode.
What do you think about the Cara Dune character?
Love her.
I like her too.
Love her. And she's fucking attractive.
Mm-hmm.
She was in Deadpool.
She's very easy to watch. Yeah, but she
Gina
doesn't.
Carano,
Yes. But she doesn't play a big role in Deadpool. She doesn't have much speaking lines in Deadpool.
She's just the one that fights Colossus.
Correct.
She's also in Fast and Furious franchise.
Oh, Fast and the Furious.
Everyone's in that franchise, isn't it?
Just about.
Yeah. Anyway, I love her. But you know what? Like, we were talking about this a bit upstairs, and Joseph was like, look, you got to stop.
Fucking stop it.
I want that. I want the Mandalorian, the Frog, Cara Dune, and IG 88 or 11 as the squad.
You want it to be like Mass Effect 2 when he was just going around. He was a one dude at the beginning. By the end, you got a fucking crew and a ship.
Yeah.
I get that feels, but I also
or like Knights of the Republic, which is the beta for Mass Effect.
Yeah.
I mean, I totally agree with you. I think it's just going to end up being all these people, and maybe even the Chunk Boy will be part of the equation there.
Which one?
Heavy Trooper.
Chunk Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Is that John? I've read something.
He does the voice.
Oh, he does the voice.
But I don't think it's him in the suit. Why would they bother to do that?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I'm the director.
Dude, if I was the director, I'm like, I want to be a Mandalorian.
Well,
Put me in there.
Yeah, I
Why
agree
wouldn't
with
you
you.
want to be?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But-
Yeah, that was my guess too, Chris. Like, I was thinking after this episode, by the end, he's gonna meet someone different on the way.
Well, I honestly
and
thought
everyone's
she
gonna
was,
come together at the end.
I thought she was going to go with him. I thought she
Right,
was.
me
But
too.
it was like, nope, deuces.
Yeah, and like
I like
do
that
my
though.
thing.
She has her own thing she's doing.
which is cool, but I
Character-wise.
need him to bounce off of someone to give a fuck about him. See, that's my thing.
But he's
I don't-
bouncing off of different people every time. Like, you see a little bit more of him depending who he's reacting with.
Well, okay.
It's his interaction with people that makes him who he is, right?
Yes, and I agree. But what I feel like you're getting is if his, person, his character is a circle, not a square, has four corners, or a triangle has three sides, but a circle. You're getting the outer layer all the way around the circle as he encounters new people. You're getting this little section and then this little section, but you're not getting into him, so to speak, at all. And like,
He's got the outer layer of armor.
right.
figuratively,
Both metaphorically, yes. No,
yeah,
I agree.
yeah.
But like, the thing is, in order to kind of get into this character, I need to find out more about him. I don't give a fuck about him right now. You know what I mean? I think he's cool. I think he's cool looking. I think that his arsenal is cool. His weapons are cool. The whole swag is cool. But I don't give a fuck about him. Like, if he were to die this episode and Cara Dune were to take off as the new lead, I'd be fine with that. If he were to die this episode and Yoda takes off to be the new lead, I'd be fine with that because I'm not invested in him yet. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get invested in him if we never get to know who he is, what makes him tick. And
I mean, I don't know. For me, like, talk is one thing. Yes, you need to know what someone's thinking, because especially when you're watching something you're not reading, you don't get an internal monologue.
Correct.
But other than speech, is action that dictates who you are, right? So like, you have to see him in different situations and see how he handles the situation with more nuance. Besides just action, besides just fighting, you have to see what choices he makes that will see who he is. So I'm waiting for some more event-driven things that aren't just fighting.
What did you guys think about those two goofy dudes from the fishing village that
they didn't bother me.
It's very Peter Pan.
Yeah.
What irritated me most was that the ATST didn't just light up the fucking village.
Yes.
I'm very interested to know why how that ATST got there, and like how those
and the ATST never seemed more powerful before.
Right.
I mean, maybe it's
Now
damaged.
it's
Who
like,
knows?
oh shit, it's the ATST. Before it's like, oh, just fucking knock it over.
Yeah, it's the chicken walker.
And yet was also like of no impact in the actual battle. Like, I agree with you.
Yeah.
It's the scariest an ATST has ever seen until the ATST had to really go to work and then didn't do shit.
I mean, it's like a 209 when he tries to go down the steps. And RoboCop, it's like it's fucking this badass thing, and he fucking just falls over.
But he could have just sat there and just blew up the village, the entire village for the whole time. Like, it would have been the Star Wars equivalent of when the British attacked Argentina. And just lobbed. They had cannons that could go like 200 feet, and Argentina had cannons that could go like 100 feet. So they just sat 150 feet off of the shore and just bombed the shit out of them.
It's like playing Street Fighter and just throwing fire the whole time.
That's called zoning.
Against, there's a name for that.
Yes, it's called zoning.
We call it button mashing.
Zoning
But there's
permit.
two reasons I can come off the top of my head just for. One is they don't want to destroy the village. They raid the village.
Well, exactly.
Okay.
I brought
Okay.
that point up to Kelly when we were watching it. I said, so here come the raiders and they're fucking up. I was like, why are you fucking up all this shit? You're depending on them to eat, apparently, to drink your weird glowing blue
shrimp water.
And like, I'm like, you come in, it's like, hey, I'm gonna come here every week and I'm gonna need this shit from you.
Yeah, because
I'm not gonna fuck your shit up as long as you give me my shit. Here's your fish.
Because at the beginning they came in, they didn't just kill everybody and take over.
No.
They just took the shit and left.
I'm riding.
Or, hey, I'm going to make sure nobody else fucks with you. Give me my fucking fish every Wednesday.
Protection money.
Yeah.
And two, it depends on who the driver is, right? The driver might be an idiot.
What about the flyer?
I didn't. You know what?
Way to bring that back.
That's a good point you bring up. Can you?
It's not a fucking clone trooper in there.
Can you see? I'd have to go back to like Jedi and watch. Can you see the pilot in the window of those? Because all you saw was red in those eyes. The eyes. The
The light,
lenses.
interior light.
Yeah, you didn't see anybody in there. Have you guys seen this video of them with the music dubbed over it?
The 80s?
No. This one. Here, let's play it real quick.
All right.
Are we going to get flagged? Doesn't matter. Doesn't.
So it's Yoda and
Baby
Mandalorian
Yoda.
in the cockpit. And they're
Yoda's fucking with the radio.
picking music to play on the radio. And obviously... Dude, that thing is fucking... That thing is super cute.
So he keeps on touching buttons and is playing
No toys.
Get Low. So
Because you guys are complaining how there's no toys.
well that's
It's not a complaint that there's no toys.
it's unbelievable.
It's
that there's no toys.
unbelievable. It's unbelievable that they weren't ready merchandise.
So
Who did that? Somebody dropped the ball.
Somebody
Who did
dropped
it?
the ball.
Let's talk this through. I brought to you today
The
Oh,
heavy-
that's wild too.
the heavy gunner, whatever his name is, big boy,
Heavy Mando.
heavy Mando.
I like it.
I mean that was dropped as Best Buy exclusive up for order. I ordered it I think Tuesday. It was at my house Friday, and apparently that shit was already made. You're telling me there's not fucking Baby Yoda shit somewhere?
I ordered mine Friday. It's supposed to come December 16th.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Well, it was first wave, second wave. The IG-88. Did you get or 11 rather? You got that one?
Yeah, I'll tell you can't go into Best Buy without tripping over 10 of them.
Well, I haven't been at a Best Buy.
So I've been going recently for Christmas stuff or whatever, like first time in forever. It's nice in there now, by the way. But
yeah.
there's IG-11s everywhere. There's collapse zones of just IG-11s.
Is Oprah going to give them out this year?
Yeah.
Is it like Storm back in the day?
It's crazy. I mean, it's crazy.
You get an IG-11.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many, but I can't believe they didn't have. We were talking upstairs, like they don't have stuffed animals of this thing, and
Well, overnight one went up for order at Walmart, and it comes out in June or May or some shit. I find that unbelievable that they didn't have Black Friday stuff ready for this.
It's giving all the Etsy people some money.
Well, I mean, you can go on Etsy and buy,
Yeah.
anything you want.
and meanwhile, there's no fucking and juxtaposed with like all this Dio merchandise that nobody seems to give a shit about. Like, I don't know what the marketing people are thinking over there. Tyler brought up a good point that fucking Black Widow trailer dropped, which we're going to talk about here in a bit.
Yeah, I watched it this morning.
That movie comes out in May, and we're getting the trailer now. Star Wars trailer dropped in October, and the movie's in December. And I know you enjoy that.
Do you think it hurt sales?
I don't know.
It sold out, right?
It did sell out.
So it didn't hurt to
It
sell.
did sell out.
It didn't hurt to sell at all.
I think they need to put some more legs on that story, though. The Black Widow story.
Yeah, maybe.
because
It's because she's short.
Well,
she needs a little.
yeah, exactly. And the layman is going to be, wait, she's dead. Why am I?
Right.
So they need to tell that in the trailer that this is
A prequel. I hate when people say prequels.
Who the fuck says that?
I've heard them. I've heard it. Some
mostly Peter. That's what happens.
That's a good
That's
one.
what happens when Star-Lord gets done a little early. I prequeled.
Oh,
Ugh. Okay, I'm sorry. Back to Mandalorian. Yeah.
so yeah, people don't like it.
Well,
Some people didn't like
I think this has been the weakest received episode. But I'll tell you, I think this show is enjoyable.
It is.
Very enjoyable.
But that's where I put it.
It's not a great.
It's not
media.
a great show.
No,
it's not fantastic. It's fine.
But like
and
you
it's
rated,
fun to watch.
You rated this episode because we broke down the ratings, and you rated this episode the
worst.
The worst, also.
Yeah. I think the first one I put it an 8. The second one,
No, it's a B. I think. I'll pull out the text. you gave this one a D. I think. I'm not doing the numbers. I'm serious because it doesn't make sense to me. Everyone knows what the grades are.
Okay, I gave the first one a B.
Yep.
The second one a C.
Yep.
The third one an A.
Yes.
And the fourth one a D.
Right.
And it averages out to 7.5, a C, a mid C.
Yes.
Right? So, and that's kind of, and to be honest, that's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you're a very strong average piece of Star Wars material.
And Star Wars is enjoyable. Like
Yeah.
enjoyment value was like a B plus.
yeah.
So I'll say this about it. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. And I think that this is a peek into how good that this shit can be as we go along. All these different
I don't think
stories
this
we're
shit
gonna
is
get.
that good.
Enjoyable though.
Enjoyable,
And
yes.
Good as I mean.
Okay,
we're
let me
using
ask you this. Would you rather have 3 series a year that are of this caliber or one that is like fucking Game of Thrones, knock your ass out?
One.
I'm the other way. I'd rather have more to digest.
Yeah. I'm quality over quantity.
Okay.
But I want both. I want quality and
You
quantity.
can't.
Well, this is...
I mean, Marvel kind of gives you it. You get 3 fucking Marvel movies a year.
That's a movie though. The return is so great that the budget is much greater.
Right, but I mean,
How much
Star
is
Wars
the stream
Return is
worth?
great also.
How much is the stream worth?
Don't get me started.
I mean, they already got the subscription, right? If you're doing it through Disney Plus, right? You're not getting any more money by putting more into it. You're getting the same amount of money. You're keeping the same amount of money.
I'm going to interrupt you, and I'm going to let you finish. But I did also watch the Die Hard episode of The Movies That Made Us, which came out this past
How
week.
was
Oh,
that?
I didn't watch that. That
was
came out
good.
already?
Yeah, it came out Friday, I think. It was really good, actually. I didn't know anything about the background of that movie, that they basically were writing it as they were going.
He gave you some clue in the Realm show, didn't he? He was like, remember I said Terrapin.
What?
You guys were asking him on the Rock show. You guys were asking him, can you give us any, hot bit of the, and he's like, I can't. But the Die Hard episode, just remember I said Terrapin, or remember I said cauliflower.
I'll have to go back and I don't
or some
remember
shit.
what he said, but it was very good. It's like, nobody had faith that Bruce Willis could carry a film to the point where they took his picture off the fucking poster at one point in time.
Wow.
And there was basically a movie about a building, but obviously he carried it and became a
It was great.
movie star. Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time.
I watch it every year. It's a Christmas movie.
This is true. Maybe I need to put it on my
Like
Christmas.
that and Home Alone. I watch both those every year.
So Home Alone, I think, is one of the other ones. I haven't.
Only the first one though. I don't hate the second one, but I don't
Who
watch it
Gets
much.
Lost
It's
in New
Tim
York?
Curry's in there.
I mean, it's all there's
and
there's
Donald Trump is in there.
you can count the blocks and get wherever you want. I mean,
Sort of.
Who gets lost in? Anyways.
Sort of.
All right.
All right, go ahead. Well, Mandalorian. Just I think it's. I don't think it's amazing. So like when people are like, this episode,
It's overrated.
I think it is overrated.
It doesn't mean it's not good or enjoyable.
Exactly. It's
Two
not
things can be true at the same time.
Yes, it is not that this show is not good. It's good. It's not amazing.
So I think part of that is this is not made for us necessarily. This is made for
I think it's made for everybody, right?
well, it's made for kids with parents. It's obviously they have parents because they're kids, but it
Some
Unless you're
listen.
unless
They
you're
put
Batman.
that fucking Yoda in there for a reason. It wasn't anything to do with us watching.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I think
It could have been a fucking ugly fucking whatever thing.
Sure, it could have been
I
a
think kids and
Gungan.
women.
It could be
Kids
the
and
fucking penis head guy.
Why was it
baby
not
penis head guy?
Why was it not a Gungan?
Dude,
What did they
Should
look
have
like?
been a baby Gungan.
what do they look like? What if the stump grows as they age? And
So it's just a head?
And they judge
Just a
they
big
judge each other by the base, like by the size of their.
How tall the fucking
Penis
penis head
bump.
is? What is that race called? I need to know.
I don't know.
Oh my god, what a fake Star Wars nerd.
I'm not that type of Star Wars nerd. Gort probably knows,
He's probably screaming right now.
but like,
Is it what?
yeah, I do think that when people were like, Episode 4 is not amazing. I'm like, yeah,
No, it's not.
None of it is. But it's fun.
Sarian, Cerean. That's the race of
Oh, there you go.
Of penis head guys.
Kai Ade Monday, whatever you say his name.
Ki Adi Mundi.
Kiadi Monday.
What about the droid attack on the Wookiees?
Your face. You made a perfect face. That's the face he makes. I really think people are missing out with your faces.
Yeah.
Your emperor face is also perfect.
Oh,
No, I'm like the demographics wise. I think they're shotgun effect. I think that's one of the reasons why it's not amazing is because it's a shotgun effect to catch everybody.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Because like it could have been a great kid show, but it's not.
Right.
It could have been a great Star Wars show or adult show, but it's not.
no, it's just good, and I think there's the right ingredients there to make it great. But like, I also wonder, like, man, like, is the TV show format too fucking long? To like, the story of this, right, is that something bad happened to him as a kid. As a result, he is a Mandalorian.
But he only sees those flashbacks after they're hammering on 3D printed armor.
Right.
Okay.
So something bad happened to him as a kid. As a result, he's a Mandalorian. He's trying to get his sigil, whatever that is.
Sigil.
And
Sigil's your mark.
yes, and
Like yours is a skull face. That's your sigil.
Yeah, mine's a jackal skull.
yeah,
It used to be a box. You upgraded.
I've upgraded, yeah. Can we put it in a box? No.
Mine's an abstract thing.
and he's trying to get his armor. Mm-hmm. In order to do this, he is collecting bounties. He has collected one bounty for the Empire that he couldn't let go, and he has betrayed the code and ran off with the bounty. That's the story. This episode had nothing to do with that.
Part of the journey, bro.
The second episode didn't have a whole lot to do with that. And the first episode has the most to do with it, but the whole IG-11 thing, if he's truly gone, is entirely a distraction to the plot. Like, my problem with The Mandalorian, and like I said, I'm speaking about it being objective, is that the main story of it, you're only getting a portion of it each episode, and maybe because the story isn't, maybe it's not that good, or maybe it's not that detailed, where they couldn't stretch it out over fucking 20 episodes or whatever the fuck it is.
I think it's a matter of taste too. Just like I like open world games where you're just fucking wandering around and meeting people and stuff. Like for me, I like the journey. I want to see you just hanging out and doing different things where you just want to get to like the point. And I'm like, that's not enough for me. I don't want to just get to the point.
I'm okay with some fluff too. I'm just 75-25. I'm 75.25 fluff. Give me enough fluff, but make sure we have a fucking point. And the meat of the bone of this is fucking weak to me. Doesn't mean I don't like it. I love The Phantom Menace. I like the Ewok movies. I like all of it. But if I'm talking about it and being critical of it, that's my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's all fair. Yeah, no disagreement from you there. I mean, I'm enjoying the hell out of it. It's got me back in my Star Wars bag.
Dude, I can't
I
wait.
know. All of us, I mean,
it's
like-
got a lot of people back. So I follow toy photography pretty close, and a lot of people that I haven't seen shoot a Jedi or a Sith in a very long time have pulled that shit out.
I can't wait for Friday. Like every week, I
me
can't
too.
wait for Friday.
And it's a fucking show with no force and no lightsaber so far.
Yet.
I know,
But
but
we got a touch of force, literally.
Oh, that's
yeah,
true.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
Just
true.
a touch.
But it's not like a focus.
No,
so
it's
far.
not the focus. I just want to say, because Esteban did another calendar for us. If you remember, he did one for...
I did see, yes.
So, Star Wars has a Resistance episode premiering every Sunday in December. That's the 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd,
Are you
29th.
watching that?
No.
Is that like
What
I
is
want
that?
to try it. I watched the first
What is it?
episode. It's definitely for
very
children.
child?
It's for kids. It's
cartoon?
It's their kids' cartoon.
So is it new characters or is it like
yes, but like Poe is in it.
he just shows up and
Yeah,
Oh,
Leia's in it. Comics, we have Jedi Fallen Order comic on the 4th, and then we have Dr. Aphra and Vader on the 11th. Then we have Kylo Ren, which I want to read when that comes out in trade, and something else coming out on the 18th, and then a Chewbacca one, it looks like, maybe. I don't know what that is, coming out on the 25th. And then we have The Mandalorian on the 6th, 13th, and 27th. Now, the one thing that switches about this, Rise of Skywalker comes out on the 19th, technically, but on the 20th. On that week, The Mandalorian is on Wednesday. And the
day before. Or
2 days. Well, yeah, the day before, 2 days before the technical release.
That's smart on their part. I didn't see that on there. I'm glad you mentioned it.
So be on the lookout for all of that. And also, if you're coming from this isn't to general audience, I guess, but if you're coming to see the movie with us that Friday, Chris and I were talking about that Thursday. I'm sorry, Chris and I were talking about getting together earlier and doing
7 and 8.
7 and 8 prior to. Are you going to that movie? Are you going to go see Rise of Skywalker?
I didn't get tickets.
Okay.
Well, then that's a no.
I mean, you can put me in a backpack or something.
Are you in the group, right?
Kind of.
I mean, you're not in the group.
I'm not in the group.
Okay. I want to make sure that I didn't fuck up, because then I would feel fucking
physically
terrible.
or digitally in the group.
Okay. All right. Good.
My heart, however,
is not in the group.
Joe, your Nerd Week.
Yeah. Sorry.
well, Thanksgiving. So amazing. I think I ate as much as everyone else combined. That dinner was fucking amazing.
That fucking walnut pumpkin cheesecake shit. Like, she only makes it once a year at Thanksgiving, but like, I it's crack to me.
It's very good. But like, so there was like 4 dishes or 5 dishes, and like the entire family, other than me and Laura, only ate fucking white meat turkey and rolls, and that's it. They didn't eat the fucking cranberry sauce. They didn't eat the fucking vegetables.
I tried.
They didn't eat the fucking gravy, the homemade gravy. There,
I tried a parsnip. That shit was trash.
So we had turkey, Kelly. We have one of those fryers that you're supposed to do inside, to burn your house down.
Right.
I'm kidding. We have it on the back porch. Actually, I think it's still on the back porch.
Fried turkey, that shit is great.
It was great. This is like an air fry thing outside, but it's like the moist. It's delicious. It's amazing.
Ours was a little dry.
Had corn.
Well, I ate the dark meat, so it wasn't dry for me.
Cornbread dressing, which I don't know if you guys are even is that in your bag at all to eat that? That's a Southern thing, but
like stuffing.
Yeah,
I love stuffing,
but it's made with cornbread.
I can't stand when cornbread has actual corn kernels in it.
Not me.
That's Cash Money Records.
Oh no, fuck no. I like them separate.
As long as I know it's there. It's like, whoa. 2 kinds of cranberry sauce. It was casserole. We had sweet potato casserole, green bean casserole.
Sorry, Southern of you?
Oh yeah, very Southern. I'm missing something. Oh, corn casserole, which is basically it's cornbread with cream corn and not
I love cream corn.
That was like I probably ate more of that than anything else. And then Kelly made a strawberry pretzel salad. You ever had that?
Mm-mm.
That sounds awful. I like strawberries and sometimes pretzels, but definitely not together.
Dude,
Game changer.
Do you have no sweet potato marshmallow pie casserole?
We had a sweet potato casserole, yeah, and then my dad made a pumpkin pie. It was really, really good. Anyways, that was it. It was good. I ate too much.
But yeah, all my kids just ate turkey and rolls, including me. But I tried.
Oh, fucking God, you're fucking family, man.
Bring it out.
So all Jayla had to do was eat one half a thumb size of fucking cooked carrot. She had to work herself up for it for 15 minutes, get a glass of water so she can chase it down, and couldn't fucking do it. She spat it out. And then went to eat 5 raw carrots to make up for it.
So she ate.
That is crazy.
So she took a bite of this cooked carrot, right?
Yeah.
I told her, I was like, you're not going to like this. It's not good.
It's fucking amazing.
I know people love cooked carrots, but I know her, and she's a texture person as well. So like mushy ass fucking food is not for us. So I was like, look, you're not going to like this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to let you know. Because just so when I say, look, try this because you might like it, you can believe me. You're not going to like this. She's like, okay, but I can do it. I can do it. She took a bite, and she started like
a cat with a hairball.
And she opened up her mouth for and as she did, a piece of it fell into her water, and she lost it. And she's like, like she didn't throw up, but like all of it came out.
Oh, see.
It was hilarious.
Yeah, she lost it.
So Kennedy won't even get that far. Charlie, I give the kid credit. He will always try stuff. He'll take a bite, and very, very rarely does he want to spit it out. He always says, "Well, it's good, but I just don't want it anymore." He's so tenderhearted about it. Oh, he had, I think I've probably mentioned before, he's got this crazy, like, allergy thing with oats. I think we figured out sweet potatoes as well.
Bag of steel-cut oats.
Well, that would end him. But apparently it's sweet potatoes do something similar to him as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he had a little bit of not a bad reaction to it, but noticeable reaction.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Sorry, Joe.
And then Clone Wars, I'm halfway through last season, season 6. Like last night I put it on a couple episodes before bed. Because I finished season 5, which was the end of like the main story, I guess, like you said. But then we got into it. It was like fucking midnight. I was like, time for bed. She's like, no, one more. And one more. I'm like, Krista, you got to work tomorrow. She said, one more. And it was fucking 2 a.m, 6 episodes in.
I've watched.
It's so sad.
It is. It's
Dude,
fucking tragic.
Fucking,
Star Wars works best when it's tragic.
I think.
The tragedy of Star Wars is always better. But maybe it's me though, dude.
No, I like tragedy.
Okay.
No, because I
No,
like
this
DC
is-
better,
this-
and DC's more tragic.
This is a good discussion. I actually had this discussion with my wife. She said she doesn't like the new movies because other than the old people dying, they have no tragedy.
No real loss.
There's no tragedy to these new characters. Other than these old characters from the original movies.
Or like you just hear about the tragic past, but you don't really live it.
Well, see,
like,
I think
like
Kylo's
Finn,
entire existence is a tragedy.
Yeah.
Like that. Like I take that away.
I just don't
from
like
that.
him.
I've never liked Kylo.
Yeah.
And-
like,
and
not to
the-
take away from his story, but I just don't like him.
And the whole Rey not being anything is tragic. For her, like when he like that scene, I live and breathe that shit. When he's like, you're nothing, you're nobody. This isn't your story. Like, and you can see it in her face. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Like that. There's tragedy there.
I'm still getting paid though, right?
But yeah, I think that like, there's no. Maybe that's part of the Mandalorian thing too. Like, cause like, think about Spider-Man. Like, he gets bitten by a bug and then he gets special abilities. Captain America gets a special shot and he has special abilities. Like it's just like.
But there's a tragedy involved. Uncle Ben dies.
Yes, there's a tragedy involved
For him to become a superhero instead of just a dude.
for him to make the choice to become the
And then-
superhero, but
and
not
then-
to have the abilities, not to be gifted.
Right.
And then with Steve, there's not really.
No, I mean there's the whole save the dance deal, but that's in the movie.
Yeah,
movies, but still that's.
But like Superman's entire fucking planet is destroyed, and they send him out to be.
He never knew him.
He never knew that.
I don't. It's like I don't care about my extended family. If they all died, I wouldn't even know.
No. It's deeper than that though, right? Because it's the whole, like I'm the only one of me. Like I can't relate to anyone. There's no one. It's that element of it.
Except it's war's full of superheroes,
Yes,
and he looks like everybody else. It's not like he's Martian Manhunter.
right, but it doesn't. So you can judge his tragedy in terms of scale from 1 to 10.
Yeah, it's
but
not very high for me.
But which is fine.
Yeah, but it is tragedy.
But it's a tragedy.
Yeah.
Is what I'm getting
Yeah,
at. Batman's a fucking tragedy. Fucking Aquaman's a fucking tragedy.
So
Like,
who's the worst tragedy? Batman's tragedy or Superman's tragedy?
Batman's strategy is not that bad. I'm gonna put out there.
So okay. So
Dude, like,
hang on.
How many orphans are there in the world with no money?
That's not the
But
tragedy,
hang on. So
The tragedy is that they were murdered in
in
front
of him.
But that happens. But he also ended
Tragic
up with
things happen.
Yes, but he also ended up with Alfred and all the fucking money
Which
and
one?
intelligence and fucking
Money
a
can't
good
buy
genetic in
happiness.
his body.
I appreciate
Like,
you explaining in great detail what Batman's tragedy is, but which one's worse, Batman's or Superman's? Considering, like
Superman.
you said, Well, he never knew any of that shit. He thought he was with Ma and Pa on the farm.
But
right?
the tragedy is when he finds out. Sometimes it's like I didn't know all my life until now that's what happened.
Yeah, but how
That in itself is a tragedy.
I just don't know how I'd feel about it. I'd be like,
It's
well,
like not knowing you have a
gosh.
fucking side grandma until you're 33.
Exactly. So what happens?
It wasn't a tragedy until I found out, but then it was extra bad because all my
But
life I
he-
thought I
but
had
he-
one family. There's a whole other family.
But he
I
was
didn't know
always
about.
going to find out. Superman was always going to find out.
Yeah.
Just like you were, Joe. You were always going to find out about
Obvious
side
Side
grandma.
grandma. The moment you're like, Grandpa,
I cannot believe
Grandpa, why do you have this attached to your motorcycle?
that's the sidecar from my side grandma. Ladies and gentlemen, Joe. Let me get a honk up. Joe just related his side grandma to the
Superman.
tragedy of Superman and Batman.
It's been on my mind lately.
I think the Batman event is more tragic. I think the implications of the Superman tragedy is more tragic. Like
Krypton didn't seem like a fun place, though. It really didn't.
but it was. I mean, I
But
think
still
I think
extinction.
I guess.
I think it was a utopia. I think it was a utopia for a while.
Is
I
that
don't know,
utopia or dystopia? It's a very fine line.
Dystopia is a Rihanna record.
If we go back to the
He's just
actually the
making
first
work
one.
for you to do.
if we go back to the Christopher Reeve days, Marlon Brando just didn't seem like anybody I'd want to have a good time with.
Yeah, which was funny because he was like majorly into cocaine.
What about Russell Crowe?
Yeah, well that planet
What was the name of that song again?
Dystopia.
Dystopia. Okay.
That
trash.
that planet, the Man of Steel planet, that planet was in more dire straits, I feel like.
Yeah.
You know, than what the comics represent for Krypton, because Krypton is like, you know, like science is at its like, you know.
I think you're wrong.
Peak science.
I don't think it's Dystopia because it's pulling up a Megadeth.
Oh, what am I thinking? Disturbia.
Okay.
Disturbia.
That's a
So I was
movie.
wrong.
Is it in a movie with Shia LaBeouf?
It is, and yeah, it's
I haven't
based
seen it.
on Rear Window.
Right? Is that am I right about that at least?
Yeah. it
Okay.
is.
God bless. No, I fucked that one
Everyone's
up.
trash.
It's only got 176 million views, but
Yeah. Rihanna's just doing her small Tuesday for.
and she's living her best life.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think that the single, like the impact of the event is more tragic for Batman. The gravitas of the tragedy is more tragic for Superman. But I think that the one thing about Superman that kind of saves it from being as bad as it could be is that there's Supergirl and there's Power Girl and there's
Now,
Superboy
yeah.
and there, you know, like that, like all other ones.
There's
have-
Batman, Batwoman, Nightwing, Red Robin, Red Hood,
right?
I
But,
love
but,
the fries of Red
Robin, and Robin.
right, but that's kind of what Death of the Family explores. Is that Batman has this family, but he's never appreciated them as a family because he doesn't know how to have a family. But like the Superman thing is like it changes everything because you're no longer the last of your kind. You were the last of your kind, and now you're not. You know, like so.
Now
still,
you can have some inbred babies. Hey, man, we just started with Adam and Eve, so it's fine.
That's true. You know what was goofy about Adam and Eve?
Tell me.
All
I
right,
mean, I
so-
always ask that question to like
Okay,
diehard Christians.
So Adam and Eve were the only two on Earth.
Yeah.
Right. And they were fucking, you know, parading around and with no type of modesty.
They didn't know.
Right. Then they had kids. Right. And they had Cain and Abel, and Cain killed Abel. And then Pusha T said in Grinding, I believe, for days. No, it wasn't Pusha T. I think it was Malice. For the days I wasn't able, there was always Cain.
Yep, that is the line from that.
Bars. Anyway, Cain killed Abel, and then he was afraid to go out into the world because he was a known murderer because he had been marked, right? And so, how the fuck are there other people out there?
Yeah, no, it doesn't make sense. A lot of it doesn't make sense.
I mean, like
Most of it doesn't make sense.
The two of two of every animal on the boat I get. The well, you don't understand, Chris. They had a refrigerated room for the polar bears, and they had like a hot room.
I get it.
And they have a real tall room for the giraffes.
It doesn't make
you can
any
poke your
sense.
head, like you know, when, like they're at the zoo and they got like the little place they can put their head
Like a
through.
periscope.
That's why, like on the Christmas ornaments, the giraffe's head's always hanging out on the sides.
But yeah.
Speaking of which, Christmas ornaments.
I saw your thing. You had the Darth Maul.
Yeah. I also on the quarter scale Batman. I'm gonna put that up today. I hung a one red Christmas ball from his fingers.
Nice.
Do you have a favorite Christmas ornament?
Yeah, I do. It's funny. I talked about it last night on the Realm. My favorite Christmas ornament is one I
Nice
got
plug.
by accident. It's Dust had made some Realm ornaments from Snapfish or one of those places, and he thought he sent me one, but he accidentally sent me an ornament with a picture of his niece and nephew on it that I proudly display every year on my tree.
That's awesome.
How long ago was this?
It's just a couple years, but
Do you guys
it's
do a
still
tree?
funny.
Fuck no. What kind of question is that?
I
thought we were best friends.
I didn't think you did, but I couldn't. I couldn't clearly remember. So mine is technically this alligator. It's like cut out of wood. It's like homemade.
Like the Lacoste symbol?
No, but yes, the same animal. And his snout is out like this, and it has a red ribbon tied around it
to tie it shut.
to tie it shut. And it was just like, as a kid, it was like the special one. Like my dad and I would always fight over who got to hang it. As an adult, I kind of like all of the Star Wars stuff.
Transformers.
And then the fucking Grimlock one, man. Like, it really pops on a fucking tree. Anyway, your nerd week, Joe.
Still Clone Wars.
Yes.
But dude, like, cause
See, I'm super excited. Let me cut you off again. I'm super excited about that shit coming.
I am, dude. That's
shit,
my favorite. I think if I had to pick between, if I only get to watch Clone Wars again or the movies again, I think I'll pick Clone Wars, man.
And that shit, like, the Bad Batch and all that, like, I think that's going to have more meat on it, ironically, than fucking Mandalorian.
Like, you saw Fives as a cadet rise through the rank, become a top ARC trooper, and then fucking what happened to him at the end. Dude, that was tragic. Fuck.
Continue.
Yeah, so I fucking love Clone Wars. I'm sure we're going to finish the rest of the season tonight. And then I don't know if we're going to do Rebels. Like, I don't think I want to, because you said it's not good. And because
it's not that it's not good.
Coming off of Clone Wars,
I'm nowhere near Clone Wars, but there are two great episodes,
two episodes
that you have to watch. You have to, like, especially as an Ahsoka fan, as a, like.
Dude, I think I'm getting the Ventress. I have like $200 and some in Sideshow credit that I don't have anything to do with.
Have you seen the statue?
The Ventress?
Yeah.
Joe said he's talking about getting it.
I think I'm about to pre-order it.
We looked at it pretty hard last night, and that's nice. It's a nice piece.
It's not my favorite representation of her. Let me ask you this: if you go with it, do you think you're going to go with hood or no hood?
I like it without.
I don't know. Like, I like them both.
See,
maybe I'll just get two of them. How about that?
I like it. I like the way it looks better with the
hood,
but her eyes.
Yes.
Her eyes are like white in the one without the hood, which looks cooler overall.
And you can see more of her features. Like, her head is very, like, because it's not exactly human. It's like snaky almost. It's like pointed, like as a distinct Night Sister look. And I like that version of her because that was like when she's about to.
It's super exaggerated though in the show in comparison to other media.
Yeah. But I mean, those are my colors. It's the fucking striking, nice. That's my favorite costume of hers, personally.
Yeah, no, not mine.
I like the bare feet.
See, if that was my favorite costume of hers, I'd already have it pre-ordered.
And I like that era. That's when I start to like her, like as a character. Like that was like a turning point, and then up to now. Where I'm in Clone Wars, she's like a bounty hunter and fucking Coruscant. Like, I like her a lot. Like, her and Ahsoka is like Chris's favorite Star Wars characters.
Ahsoka's fucking amazing character.
Yeah. She doesn't look very cool, though.
I watched the Clone Wars movie.
You told me not to watch this. I haven't watched that.
So I watched it now, having seen the series, enjoyed it much more.
So should I watch it after?
After.
Yeah, I mean, because it doesn't take place after anyway?
No, it takes place before.
I thought this was...
It takes place before, because she's like a kid.
Okay.
But...
The context makes a lot more sense.
It makes a lot more sense, and it's just like you can forgive some of the corniness because you can just see it as like, oh, they hadn't found their way yet. It ends up being good. They just hadn't found their way.
Where's the scene with where is the
Anakin meets her for the first time in the Clone Wars movie?
Okay, so where is it media wise when they meet Darth Maul in a fucking temple somewhere?
That's in Rebels.
Oh,
and that's amazing.
Is that one of the episodes I have to watch?
That's amazing.
I think it's worth watching all the way through.
It's worth watching.
I just have to set my expectations right.
No, it is targeted towards children. There's no doubt about it.
But not the same way Resistance is.
It's got a lot of nods in it from Clone Wars, actually.
Yeah,
Clone
for
Wars
sure.
is so good.
Like Rex is so
surprisingly good because it didn't start off that great either. It was like enjoyable Star Wars. It's like Mandalorian. I enjoyed this as a Star Wars. I like this universe, and then it got fucking deep.
Yeah, Rex is in Rebels pretty much throughout. There are a lot of Clone Wars answers in Rebels. It's just that the characters overall in Rebels aren't as cool or interesting to me. And it's subjective, as the characters in Clone Wars. But the Ahsoka shit in Rebels is fucking great. That's what got me through that show. Honestly, was Ahsoka.
I need to rewatch that. I didn't. I watched at it. I didn't.
I know what you mean.
I'm saying. I mean,
it's like when
I'm gonna put this on, but I'm gonna play on my phone.
Right.
It's like when you read a book and you
have to
reread the whole
three
fucking
chapters. I'm like, what the fuck has happened?
Okay. I finished watching the Death Stranding playthrough. Fucking amazing. Loved it. I don't think you guys will.
What was the name of it?
Death Stranding.
Death Stranding.
It's fucking 12 hours of just story is 12 hours without
wow.
playing.
I want to watch 12 hours of Just Dance 2019.
Dude, I played that game.
Actually, 2020.
No, I didn't
My
know.
kids want
I had
2020
like
for
16
Christmas.
or some shit. People still play that? Amazing.
My kid's got a video game for Switch. I don't like some stupid ass game. I mean, I say it's stupid. I haven't played it. That's unfair. But it's called like a game without a goose or something like that. Or,
Oh, the Goose game. Goose is well, I think it's already passed. It was trending for a while.
oh, okay. But yeah, they got that, so they've been playing that. It's like a goose walking around.
Yeah, being a goose.
Yeah, doing
Maybe
goose,
like, yeah.
goose stuff, I guess.
I want a goose that eats golden eggs for Easter.
I would love to get and somehow find out about how mob mentality works in humans. Like how some random shit can get so fucking huge for a minute and then goes away. Well, update on the... remember I talked about a while ago there was a voice actor that got Me Too'd?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I just listened to it recently.
Oh, yeah. So, like, he lost
Because he had a lawsuit.
because he was suing other people for
Right.
saying defamation.
Right.
Well, he lost that, and then now he's ordered to pay like fucking $250,000 out to the people because like they were like, this is a slap. This was like a suit to silence people.
Wow.
So like there's that. I don't think he has a job in the industry anymore. I think he still has a lot of White Knight fans. His like main character that he does that I love from Dragon Ball Z Broly got announced I think yesterday. So I'm like, good. I'm good with their choice too. He's
Okay.
a well-known Johnny Young Bosch is a well-known voice actor. He was also a Black Power Ranger, but he's not black.
Right. No, I get you.
And continue my 40K. That's how I'm listening to all this YouTube shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like just on this, YouTube wants me on the Star Wars kick.
Nice.
And then that's my nerd week. How are we 2 hours in?
Hour and a half.
Okay.
We don't have much news though, and we have some questions. A lot of questions. I feel like this week.
We don't have much news, really?
Did you get? We asked for more too.
So I asked for questions yesterday, and we got
shit ton?
we got a bunch.
Okay, so I want to make sure that we 'cause we have
we
some-
have a rapid fire.
Oh, good, because I have some
Yes.
backlogged.
Okay.
For one, this Reconnect. Have you guys watched this shit?
What is
fucking ET and fucking Elliot?
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Adult
where
Elliot?
is that where the drunk adults playing with children? That dude got a DUI like two.
Oh
weeks
yeah, that's
ago.
right. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. But
So I'm referencing that.
have you seen the video?
It was on when I was in the room. I didn't pay attention because I don't give a fuck.
So I didn't give a fuck either, but it got me. It grabbed my yeah, dude. So the scene that got me, I did when he first sees him and he's like, "E.T., you came back." I was like, all right, that tickles the feels. But at the end, when he has a picture of E.T. with his new family up on the kitchen refrigerator, and it just says "Reconnect for the holidays," and I was like, oh God. "Mom, I forgive you."
And it's all because of a drunk man.
But I'll tell you the
Mainly.
one. It's not the It's not the one that gets me the most though around the holidays that I go to. I went to it today. I go to it every now and then just to make sure I'm still human. It's that Kaufland German fucking grocery store one with the kids in the neighborhood that meet each other over Star Wars. Have you seen this?
Apparently not.
All right, I got to stop it. It's short, but yeah, that shit hits me in my feels. I don't give a fuck. So yeah, that's it for that news note. But it's good. It's in the link is in the description. I suggest you watch it if you give a fuck, even the slightest fuck about ET, because I'm not a huge ET fan.
Yeah, I'm not a big ET fan.
Yeah,
either.
but I like it well enough. I liked it as a kid and everything, and it
I'm more of a Mac and Me guy.
I like the way the ET ride at Universal smells. It has a very distinct. I think it's like baby powder, maybe.
So
It's a very distinct smell there.
So my question for you guys: Iggy Azalea or Scarlett Johansson, who did Black Widow better?
What?
Oh, you might as well add that. Iggy Azalea did a song called Black Widow.
Oh. I'm that's my boomer moment. I don't know these kids' songs. I don't hate on them, but I don't know them.
So I mean, it's very poppy.
Like a bagel.
The Black Widow trailer.
Yep, I watched it.
Thoughts, comments, courtesies, or concerns?
Looks good.
I think it looks good too.
I mean, it's
fine.
Literally, exactly. I didn't expect the Red Guardian to be a father figure or something. Or
I think the we're just gonna see heroes in fat suits is gonna be the new Marvel approach to.
well, I think it's. I mean, now that I kind of have a angle of why he has this giant beard in that costume, it makes sense. But there's a sister. And like I said, they've got to make sure people understand when this happens, because Joe Q public that loves the Avengers movies is gonna be like, I thought she died. Didn't she fall off that cliff?
Yeah.
In space.
I don't know, man.
Now you got this.
Alert.
It's almost like the exact opposite of that, though, because looks like it's a very grand. It's like going to be a spy movie, basically.
Yeah.
Which is what it should be.
I agree.
But it's just so juxtaposed to, fighting for rocks in space.
I think it looks good. I think it looks like a good movie. I'm not interested in it, like one iota.
Yeah, I'm just not that interested in that character, or I don't know.
I don't think I'm interested in that particular story of that character. I think I'd be much more. I mean, they would never do it because it doesn't have the same kind of flights and tights kind of action movie approach. But like, I would like to see a movie just about her childhood. Like that, like a heavy drama.
I think you're going to get some flashback.
Yeah, I agree.
Obviously, but like, it's not going to be heavy in it.
Right. I would prefer that movie. But I mean, obviously they would never make that movie. But yeah, I mean, it looks good to me. It just doesn't excite me. But it looks like like it looks different. I was like you said, like a spy movie. It looks like a different type of Marvel movie,
which is good.
Yeah, which is good.
Something different.
Yeah, agreed. Streaming is a complicated profession. Just a quick shout out to The Mandalorian. It beat out Stranger Things as the top streaming show in the U.S.
Oh, that's great. I'd love to see the metrics. Figure that out. How?
It's impossible. It's impossible. I don't know how the fuck they know. Because
especially if it's not the same company.
Yeah, Netflix doesn't publish the numbers.
That can't be.
A fucking whatchamacallit, industrial spies. I'm sure Disney has fucking Black Widows in Netflix company.
I'm sure they do.
I heard a rumor about something. Now we're into the Star Wars stuff. I'm guessing you guys won't let me talk about it, which is fine. But I heard a rumor about Episode 9 and an explanation of Snoke, and I like it a lot. So I won't spoil it. I'll find some other platform to talk about it on, but
not like you don't have enough of
right.
Force Friday.
But yeah, I dig it. And I think that a lot of people want an explanation of Snoke. I don't think that we are entitled to an explanation of Snoke.
I don't care.
But
I mean, I care, but I don't need it.
So I listened this week to a random episode of Force Sensitive, the Josh Fisher episode. And you guys talked a little bit about that on there, and like, you didn't know anything about the Emperor when you first saw him. He was just this dude that was Vader's boss is coming to visit.
Yep.
And now it's kind of the Snoke thing was kind of the same deal. It's like we don't know who
the
this
series
dude is.
ended without you knowing anything about that.
Right, exactly. Same thing with Snoke, basically.
Yeah, but we're just in a different time now.
Yeah.
I did an episode of it might have even been it was this. We were talking about I'd watched Return of the Jedi, and I was like, if Return of the Jedi were to come out now, people would fucking hate it. Like, because of all the shit that it does that people tend to hate, and every other piece of Star Wars media is done in Return of the Jedi.
Yup.
And people would fucking lose their minds. Like,
do you think Ewoks would be treated as Jar Jar Binks or Porgs in today's?
Well, I think they were treated as Jar Jar Binks and Porgs in
Really?
their day.
You think so?
I had a little seat. Like, you sit in it and like you.
No. I'm saying it's divisive to the community.
Oh yeah. Oh, for
like,
sure.
Oh, those fucking teddy bears. Why are they in there?
Well, there was a little bit of that back then.
Right.
Like, oddly enough, the two movies that had the worst fan reaction in Star Wars history,
Empire and Jedi, right?
Empire and The Last Jedi.
Oh, and The Last Jedi. Okay.
Like, they were the two. But like, Return of the Jedi, when I talked to people of that time, they were like, like the Garys of the world that were a little bit older and were watching it as kids and grew up with it. They were like, this is fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, she's his sister? Well, isn't that just fucking... Probably just leave that aside.
Does it bother me?
It's coming through.
Oh, my bad. Sorry about the ambient noise, everybody.
But it's just like... It was also the first time that they used marketing, like toy marketing, for the movies and all that. Like, whatever. Yeah, but the explanation of Snoke, it's not like it's not.
Is this something where they're supposedly getting in the movie? Is that an explanation?
Yeah, it's not forced. Like, it's like, and it's not like here. Let me tell you a little bit about Snoke. It's like you're telling something
Please
else.
tell me there's a man with a banjo and he tells the story. There's a little story about a man named Snoke.
But he said, like, it's like you're learning more about something that has to deal with the plot of this movie, and as a result, it explains a little bit about Snoke.
You remember that dude with the hole in his neck? Let me tell you.
Yeah, smoker.
Well, you remember how, like, only way we saw him in episode 7 was this giant, hologram, and we're like, that was very pretentious. Now that we see, like, maybe the projector was just fucked up, and Hux was like, Kylo, I'll fix it. I'll fix it eventually. Just deal with it.
My favorite memory of that is talking to my buddy JR after seeing that movie for the first time, and he was like, "Dude, that fucking dude is huge." And I was like, I think, and I was like, I don't think he's that big. He's like, no, it's gonna look fucking silly, dude. If this trilogy ends with Rey taking a lightsaber and fighting this giant guy. And I was like, nah, I think it's just a projection, and it's projecting it larger than what he is. And he was like, dude, what if he's 2 feet tall and he's on a little throne?
Like Yoda?
Yeah.
Anyway, great.
So we can get into some questions. We have a fuck ton, and they're all over the place. And I have tried to save some.
Yeah, that's Facebook. That's emails.
I've got the new Facebook ones ready whenever you want to.
Let me
on those.
Let me get this one. I got a Mezco question for Chris or Nerd Rage. Does he think we will see another version of both the Thor and the Hulk? We got the Ragnarok version of each, but that was it. You guys all rock. Love listening to you guys on the way to work. This is from Katsumoto571 on Instagram.
No. Yeah, you won't see, you may see comic versions eventually, but those did not sell well, so I doubt they would revisit the cinematic universe for those. And it's very odd the way they do that. Like they've got a Captain Marvel figure coming out, but they haven't done a Captain America movie figure. It's just very odd the way it rolls out, and apparently a lot of it has to do with what the studios want to do. But I'm hoping we get comic versions of those characters next.
That I'll tell you, Mezco figures is the toy line I wish I liked the most.
I need to bring over some of the newer stuff because it has gotten better, and let you like I got the Freddy figure this week. I don't give a shit about Freddy, but the figure's amazing.
It's just the soft goods, man.
They've gotten a lot better. I mean, I know,
and sometimes they work.
The Batman capes normally just don't work. They're too big. They're too clunky.
Their suits are like all weird. Their boots, they always look like they're like dressing up to go outside for winter.
Well, it's a more realistic, I think, approach to what that costume would look like to an extent. I mean, the boots and whatnot.
No, I think an idea, but not the way it would actually look.
No, I get it.
Yeah. Here's another one we got. This is also through Instagram. It was from Russ L. He said, wanted to ask a Force-sensitive question, but do not know where to address it, but coming across typical social media post saying Boba Fett, Jango Fett are not Mandalorian, was wondering if you guys could shed any insight or opinion on that. Go for it. You go for it.
So Mandalorian is not a race
anymore.
According
to what I watched.
Yeah, it's like a culture or almost a religion.
It's a club.
It's a club because you have to be accepted, I guess, into a clan. So like in the beginning, there were the original Mandalorians aren't even like human things.
Right.
They're like fucking alien things, and that's why the helmets are shaped that way.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's a warrior culture, and they started accepting other races into the culture. And then eventually they all died out, and it was only like human Mandalorians left, basically. But like you have to be raised Mandalorian and be part of a Mandalorian clan to be a Mandalorian, whereas Jango and Bubba wasn't.
And their helmets are even designed to like resemble or fit the original Mandalorian head.
Yeah,
I saw that in there.
Yeah,
too.
but so like Jango might have just made an armor that looks like Mandalorian to be more intimidating,
but he
or
did
just
have
to
a
be,
sigil.
So
it could be fake. He just put it
That's
on.
true.
And also they were saying how like his armor was not Beskar steel.
Right. It doesn't look it.
It doesn't look it, and it was getting fucked up.
Yeah.
So it's basically a fake. So he's just a phony Mandalorian. He's not that.
But that's not confirmed. That's just
just
theorizing.
Theorizing according to everything we've seen so far.
Right.
Because it doesn't take away that he's the best bounty hunter in the galaxy or whatever, but he wasn't a Mandalorian.
But Jango looks like one. Jango looks like it's Beskar armor. It looks like it. Like the
could be.
Yeah.
But I thought, isn't Boba's armor just Jango's armor? Didn't he take Jango's armor? No, okay.
No.
Jango's could be, but like he wasn't part of a clan or anything. He was just rolling by himself.
Yeah. At that point, anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think there's a lot that still needs explanation. Clarification, perhaps, in today's canon.
Yeah.
Well, this is from, I don't know, Screen Rant. I have it pulled
Oh,
up.
no. Also, there was a interview. Remember? Did you listen to the interview with whoever was one of the directors or whatever of Clone Wars, that they had a talk with
Dave Filoni?
Yeah, with George Lucas, and George Lucas said they're not Mandalorians.
So
really?
That's what this says. It says that they, I guess, in Clone Wars, when they introduced the Mandalore, the leader, they said that Jango was not.
Yeah,
and George
specifically.
Lucas said the idea was that Fett found the armor, Jango did, and Boba never joined the Mandalorians. So
Boba's definitely not
just a bounty hunter. Yeah, but he wears the.
It's a Mandalorian armor.
Yeah, so it's almost like...
I mean, the symbol.
He's definitely using the clout of a Mandalorian, even though he's not.
Is Boba Fett a cloud chaser?
He's the fucking fake.
He's a culture vulture.
Culture vulture, and
definitely.
And a cloud chaser.
There's your title. Boba Fett's a culture vulture.
I think I'm going with mentally imbeciled. All right, so John Carpenter said, I have a question for the team. If you close off the open end of a taco, is it a calzone or a pot sticker?
Close at the top of a
taco. So it was like a soft taco, and I'm trying to keep all the shit in it?
I think he's saying a hard taco, but it was closed off.
How can you close up a hard taco?
It's an ice cream cone. Right?
I'm thinking it's a soft taco. You can't close up a hard taco.
Well,
it becomes chips.
Yes, that's true. I guess. Maybe I don't understand it. I don't know what a pot sticker is
I would
either.
call it a dumpling because it's my people. A giant dumpling. A giant Mexican dumpling.
Pot stickers are delicious.
Are they?
Yes.
Yeah, they're like dumplings.
Any dumpling, anything's delicious.
Well, shout out to John Carpenter. We need more information.
I didn't know John Carpenter was a fan of our show. I love his work. And Mouth of Madness is one of my favorite horror movies.
So then we have a couple sent to us through email. Paul C. Paul C's trying to make me be the kid that reads out loud in class. Thought this might be an interesting discussion. Over the past few weeks, we've talked about John Witherspoon, rest in peace, and Wendell Pierce, who played Bunk Moorland on The Wire, as guys that always play the same character, but they're still great. Why is that it's fine for them to always play the same character, but for people like The Rock, Marky Mark, it's not okay? Does any of them play a better version of their character than the other? One could certainly argue that their ability to channel their one character is the same across the board. For the record, I don't think either of them deserves to win any Oscars, but I do enjoy what they do overall. In a related question, why is it that acting is one of the few art forms that require its... Let's answer that one first. For me...
I think it's just a Bobby thing that he doesn't like.
Yeah,
I'm fine with it.
For me, it's that they're not the lead role. They're not playing the lead role. They're always playing these little supporting character actors. Like, it's Marky Mark is always the lead. Keanu is always the lead. The Rock is always the lead. Like, they're the leads of these movies, and they play the same fucking role.
I found the movie.
So they define what the movie ends up being, not the supporting cast.
With Keanu in it, that is quite different than anything else he's done, and he actually shows some emotion.
Bogus Journey?
The Replacements.
Oh, yeah, this football movie. I forgot about that.
I caught the second half of it on like random TV the other day.
Isn't Nelly in it?
I hope
no,
so.
you're thinking of the one.
The other one.
The Longest Yard.
Yeah. The same
What's
movie.
your favorite?
They're both
What's
good.
your favorite Nelly song, Joe? That's right. It's EI. Just make sure you know.
Yes. Okay.
What was
I'm trying to think of the name.
What, was that the first one he did?
That was Country Grammar.
Yeah, I think Country Grammar is probably my favorite.
Okay.
Actually, I don't mind the country song that he did. I can never
Oh,
listen
I
to
like
it.
it.
Over and over again.
Yeah, I like that song a lot.
Because it feels embarrassing for some reason, but I do like it.
No,
I mean, pretty heavy Nelly playlist.
Is it country?
Yeah, it's Tim McGraw.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's a
With
country
featuring
crossover.
Okay.
They played it on country radio. So
They play on like 101 also.
In a related question, why is it that acting is one of the few art forms that requires practitioners to span multiple styles and genres in order to be considered one of the greats? We have talked about Jim Lee and the numerous others of the great comic artists and how they have a style and they stick to it. And that's almost comforting when we see it and jarring when it changes. In music, the change in style is so disliked that it's made into a trope. You get the breakthrough album, the follow-up sophomore album, and then the experimental third album before returning to form on the fourth. Why is it that actors can be financially successful by sticking to their style, but they are never considered artistically successful? I think because it's the nature of the art.
Yeah, the nature of the art is to be something else.
Right.
Also, it would be like if an artist is famous and he only draws dudes with no feet.
Exactly.
Hey, I heard something interesting that Rob Liefeld designed that new Bumblebee.
I'm speechless. That came from such left field. I'm like,
He was like,
I couldn't process it.
I'm packing all of the feet I've always missed for hundreds of years into this fucking
Hundreds.
figure.
Hundreds of years.
See, Rob Liefeld's he's a fucking vampire, but he still can't draw
hundreds
feet.
of years worth of feet.
And I won't take credit for that. Someone posted that on the internet.
Because artists
and I
have to
saw it.
draw backgrounds, male, females, young, old.
and that's-
they got to draw rocks
spaceships
and smoke.
And that's so. I think that the versatility.
pouches. Don't forget the pouches.
I think the versatility is appreciated, right? It's appreciated, just like you're saying. Like in comic book art, you can do women, you can do men, you can do backgrounds, you can do action, you can do poses. That is the versatility. With music, it's you can make songs about this, you can make songs about this, you can make songs. You can get in your party vibe, you can get in your depressed vibe, your whatever. That's the versatility. It just so happens that the versatility with acting is playing different shit. But yeah, I've listened to a lot of our previous episodes and the
All of them.
Yeah, and the Rock conversation, like the Rock Keanu, this fella come aboard,
Aquaman.
yeah, Aquaman, and like the of that group comes up a lot. It comes up a lot.
Recently.
Yeah, we don't know. It goes back further than you think.
Does it?
Yeah, but it's like I think we just don't notice because it's like just a blip on the radar of like a week. You know what I mean? Like, but it's funny. It does come up a lot. And also, I think another thing is that like for me personally, when you're playing the same character over and over and over again, and it happens to be in movies that I don't enjoy over and over and over again, then it's even worse. Like Marky Mark, I don't think has played the same role over and over and over again, but he mostly does. But when he did the Boogie Nights role, which is vastly different than most of his shit, I love that. And Boogie Nights is in my top 10 movies of all time. Like, I can watch that shit any fucking moment.
That's how you feel about Vin Diesel too, with this.
Yeah. You see that movie Star Wars? People say I look like Han Solo. Guys, that's my fucking great. He's like, you see that movie Star Wars? And Marky Mark's like 4 times. He's like, people say I look like Han Solo. He goes, really? It's John C. Reilly.
Oh yeah, he looks just like Han Solo.
You can take these tracks and but what went into that music is our soul, and you can't take that from us. We own that, dude. It's so good. Let's see what else. And there's I know there's at least one more. Let me get rid of that one. Joe S. What up, Joe? He said, I'm listening to the recent Patreon episode, and all the Prince conversation got me thinking. We all know Prince will whoop your ass in basketball and make you pancakes. What are some other celebrities, sport and food combinations you would like to see? Aquaman surfing.
Eating a taco that's closed on top so it doesn't get wet.
Right.
Yeah.
I've invented a waterproof tortilla.
Heath Ledger sleeping pills with
Wow.
What? I said I was sorry. Sleeping pills with turkey for the tryptophan or
Oh my goodness.
and ribs.
But what's the activity though? There's got to be an activity and then a meal, right? Isn't that
dance.
Okay.
Dance.
Mine would be Charlton Heston with shotguns, but we're eating like parfaits after. It's totally juxtaposed.
I'm good with that.
Scarlett Johansson as the naked platter of sushi.
I get bored with that, I think. I don't know. It depends on the sushi, I guess.
I mean,
It's
there's
legit,
only
though, she's Asian.
Well, there's only if there's only
I keep forgetting that she's Asian.
there's only a few bites I'd be interested in.
Fair.
All right. And then Esteban, what up, Esteban? He said, hey, NRR, hope your week is going well. I wanted to ask how you felt about the lack of bonus content once the Mandalorian episodes come out. Since the Clone Wars cartoon aired, the Star Wars YouTube channel would release a recap video that would include actor interviews, thoughts with the director, and some fun facts with Pablo Hidalgo. They did this with Rebels and currently with Resistance, but nothing with Mandalorian. I don't expect them to release it on YouTube, but they could easily add it with Extras tab on Disney+. What do you guys think? Is this just a different beast, or will it come out once the show ends? Also, I hope you guys all enjoyed Episode 3 of The Mandalorian. It was directed by Deborah Chow, who is in charge of 8 episodes of Obi-Wan we are getting next year. Just a fun tidbit. Keep the last coming. That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Because 3's been my favorite episode so far, so I'm happy to... I think that... I'm hoping that after it's all said and done, at the end of the day, and when the smoke clears,
At 7 p.m.
When the rubber meets the road.
when the rubber meets the road, that they will have some event, like a documentary, perhaps, or some big behind the scenes.
I think
thing.
they'll do the behind the scenes episode and just have an hour long of.
Hopefully an art book and stuff.
Well,
too.
see, that's the other thing.
That's the other thing. I want all that damn art.
I want
because
an art book.
it's going to be spoiler right now if the art book comes out.
Exactly. And I want the visual dictionary. You know, I want all that shit, like to go with my shit.
I think we'll get that. I just think it'll be afterwards.
afterwards.
And I'm okay with that because it's not spoiling it.
Yeah, because it's episodic right now, and at this rate, we're gonna meet a different character every fucking show, and so like you don't want to know who you're gonna. Everyone that we've seen everyone we know of already, right? We've seen Gina Carano, we've seen Gary Busey.
You got Bill Burr still.
Yeah, Bill Burr.
You got Gus Fring.
Who's Gus Fring?
The chicken guy from
Bill Burr is going to be in this?
Yeah.
As a voice or as a...
No, he's like part of the crew.
That's awesome.
Well, supposedly part of the crew.
You don't like Bill Burr?
Yeah, no, that's what they told me in Baltimore.
I watched.
Yo, they go Bill Burr. Yo.
I watched that bit. I watched that bit with him about going to the dog shelter. Have you heard that bit of Bill Burr? Oh my god!
I mean, I'm sure I have.
Oh, it's like he wants a bulldog and his girl wants a rescue dog, and it's like watching Sarah McLachlan commercials.
Yes.
Why is that dog wrapped head to toe? Did it get hit by a cannonball during the Civil War? Just a couple other bits about these crippled animals.
He's great.
He's fucking great.
So yeah, that's how I feel about that. I'm hoping at the end, if no bonus stuff ever comes out about it, that would be disappointing.
Now, I can't see them not wanting to monetize that.
Right.
How much is the stream worth?
Don't.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about like the books.
Oh yeah, but extra
an
content
art book
on the channel itself is different.
Did we do this one? This is from Calum. Question is coming from the Clue conversation at the beginning of 220. Since the freak flags were flying proudly on that episode, what's a fictional character you all thought was hot and had a thing for? That's an I'm guessing unusual choice. Not talking Jessica Rabbits or anything like that. Talking more obscure choices.
That's normal for me.
Since I'm not talking, since I asked only fair, I give an example. For whatever reason, I always thought the Bride of Frankenstein was hot. Not sure if I'm a closet goth or I'm secretly into hissing, but there's something about that character that captures my attention. Bonus character, She-Hulk. I'm totally fine with a chick that gets excited and rips out of her clothes. You can sue me for it.
Jacked and Green. Wait, which Bride of Frankenstein though? There's been quite a few portrayal of her. Some hotter than others.
Yeah, I'm sure that's true. I'm trying to think about women that it's been like an unusual.
Asajj for me. I'm not into alien chicks usually, especially bald chicks.
Yeah, but she's not that. I mean, she's an alien in the show.
Her attitude makes me like, oh yeah.
But she's not really that alien. Any day. She's just, I'm into her. I'm into her for sure. I don't know if there's any unusual.
And her,
the
lightsaber hilt's got that curve to it that will hit the spot.
Oh, God, because like for me, it's like, what is unusual? Like I love Ayala
Shiva. Four-armed Goro lady.
Oh yeah, I'm not into her.
That's unusual.
Ayala Sakura, but is that usual? Like she's the Twi'lek, the blue Twi'lek from Clone Wars.
I think that's usual.
Right.
People love the Twi'lek.
You see what I'm saying? It's like I don't know what's unusual. I feel like
I can't come up with anything off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Well, East Coast, West Coast Avengers, Bertha. She's a hot model lady, but can also be a BBW.
Oh yeah, you into her?
Dude, you get two flavors for the price of one.
It's like opening your own ice cream store.
I don't think I'm going to be able to top that. Look, James G said he sent us a question 2 weeks ago.
I couldn't find it either.
Yeah, I don't see it, James.
Please resend. I'm sorry.
So
let me look one other place real quick.
Because usually,
and we got another one. We got another one via Facebook from Nick. I'll pull that one up while you're looking for James. This was about this combiner. Have you heard about this? It's my sit-down Saturday topic, so I don't want to get into it too much.
Another combiner? I watched your Bruticus. Was it Bruticus? Yeah, one.
How'd you feel about that?
I like it. I like that you went all the way back to make toys.
Yeah, well,
Fans Project, whatever that shit was.
Because it is interesting that they've all had this impact along the way.
There's always been that first for some reason, because I would think it's Devastator would always be the first one. Right. Because it's the most recognizable.
But there's been so many game-changing Bruticus, or Bruticusses, as I like to call them. Bruticusses. So he said, Nicholas sent in and said, thoughts on Takara getting into the Masterpiece Combiner ring. Looks like they might have announced a Masterpiece Raiden. Have you seen this?
I saw a silhouette of it.
So here's my question. Is that a super popular thing in
Japan? Probably, yeah. They like trains. They have a lot of trains in Tokyo.
I mean, it's going to be kind of like they did a Masterpiece Star Saber that nobody in the States gave a shit about, but it seemed like...
Isn't somebody else making a Raiden right now?
It didn't do well generally, though.
Did it not?
Because we never got the Lion.
Isn't Zeta making one?
Yes. So I get into this on Sit Down Saturday, but...
Okay.
I
don't have to get into this now.
I think it's being... I personally think, and I could be wrong, I'll be the first to admit it, I think it's being misinterpreted. So...
That's going to be Masterpiece, or...?
That it's going to be anything. They did this thing, and they had this exhibit. They showed the G1 toys, but it's at like a train exhibit. Like the Tokyo Metropolitan Transportation crew is there, and the Tokyo Metro crew is there. Like it's a train show. And then they said Masterpiece Raiden or something added. And the words do make it seem like it's coming, so to speak. But I can also see it just being like some political thing of Tokyo, and you know, we're showing up and here's our trains celebrating what you guys do. You guys are the real heroes.
You guys are the masterpiece.
You guys are the masterpiece. Yeah. You know, I can see it being something like that. However, I don't think they would go this. I think Devastator would be the choice. Like,
I think this is the easy way out. They can test the waters with a combiner that's cheaper. Three pieces. Raiden is only
6.
Is it 6?
Yeah,
it's easier. I think
3 in car
engineering
robots.
wise.
Yes.
Yeah, I was doing. That's what I'm thinking. Is I think engineering wise is easier. It's not that complicated of a thing. Trains.
Yeah, they're tubes that turn into
limbs,
different
right?
shaped tubes.
So that's easy, and I don't think that. I think it will be lighter too, probably.
And keep in mind,
and the design is not that intricate, as far as I can remember.
How much is this going to cost?
Keep in mind the
2-packs.
The Combiner Wars Devastator was the way it was explained was originally supposed to be a masterpiece, and they pulled the plug and they produced it cheaper.
Right.
It's not great. I don't know how much different it would have been if it was a masterpiece. It still had that big chunk of a...
And the size is still not right.
Well, they made sacrifices in order for it not to be parts forming. You know, and they made sacrifices to long haul. They made long haul look big and fucking tubby.
Yeah. I mean, long haul... Oh, yeah. Because, I don't know, because Masterpiece, they do scale the vehicles is a problem. With the trains, too, and with Devastator. Because the long haul is fucking huge.
Not with the jets.
But that's the exception.
What about Benny?
All the wheeled
Tape
vehicles?
Deck?
All the wheeled vehicles.
Right, but I mean, just have wheels. But I know what you're saying, but like
licensed vehicles.
Right,
I
but
guess.
I don't think they're doing licensing anymore.
Does Bumblebee have a VW on the box? It doesn't?
Well, I don't know about the box, so to speak. But it doesn't have like the emblem on the vehicle in my mind anyway. It's been a while since I've looked at it now. Because I don't think they care about it anymore. They're trying to go super tuned.
It'll be cheaper, too.
And that as well.
And they're not lowering the fucking price. No.
So
that's another thing.
Yeah, they're raising
and then another thing.
And another thing, sir. But I think that... So here's my conspiracy. Here's my fucking hat. My tinfoil hat. They announced... And I'm going to get into this more on Saturday. But they announce Hasbro announces a Unicron. Zeta announces a Unicron. Hasbro flexes on Robot Kingdom. Zeta shuts down their Unicron after the mold is made. Because they had a mold, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, it was
so
transformable.
we're talking about huge investment on Zeta's part. And now all of a sudden they got a Zeta. Now all of a sudden they got a fucking Raiden, perhaps. And Zeta has a Raiden coming. So I can see that being like, and you know what? And take that with you. Like, take that with you on the way down. You know, like I can see that being something.
Huh.
But I'm personally at this current point, I'm leaning towards we are somehow misinterpreting the intent of this.
It seems more logical.
Yeah, but
I think.
if it comes, so to speak, it comes. Like I'm with the shits. Like
Are you getting it?
Maybe it would depend on how it looks. Like I would love if they were able to do it and use Takara Ella Fitzgerald, black magic, to pull it off the engineering of it, where it looked the shit in every single mode. I would get their Devastator and use it as bot mode, like right now. You know, so I hope this is a sign of MP combiners. But like you're coming up on MP 50. That's got to be something. But Raiden seems like a weird choice. I don't know.
I go back to, maybe it's super popular in Japan.
Maybe, but they have to think about a global market if they want to be successul, because they're not doing extremely well. Do you know what I mean? Like now's not the time to cater to your kind of small demographic. I mean, now's the time for Optimus and Bumblebee,
which is what they did,
right?
at fucking $500 or whatever,
right? And I don't know where the question is from James. And I think that catches us up other than the Facebook questions.
Didn't
Yeah.
Esteban just have another one? Just look at the email. Yeah, I think he just sent one in like 5 minutes ago.
That might have been the one I read.
No, that's about Mandalorian, I think.
I didn't get it.
What? Really? Maybe I'm fucking...
Are you deleting these, Joe?
I'm not deleting shit.
Because that could be part of the problem.
Look, Mandalorian extras. First on
Yeah, that
email.
was the one we asked.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh. I'm the idiot. I'm the puppet.
You're the imbecile. You're mentally imbecile.
So the Yoda baby is a hi, new $10 Patreon skirm.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is that a puppet?
It's a mix.
Is it a robot? Is it like a remote control robot?
I think it's a mix. I think sometimes it's
Because you
digital.
can pick it up and it still moves.
Here's the thing. The amount of people that are doing these 3D printed Yodas and not doing the car seat for it is trash. Like, to me, the only
Car seat.
only
Which is an incredibly complicated paint scheme on that if you really look.
I'm sure.
It's got all this orange on the inside. I'm like, how can I
And
paint
all the lights.
I'm sure, like, the best way to have this, right, for a display is have your Mandalorian flanked, in my opinion, by Cara Dune in IG-11 with the Yoda on a little flight stand in the car seat.
Yes.
That's sharp. Mm-hmm. You know? So, like,
Done.
don't give me a bunch of, like, all these Etsy people. Like, why don't you make a car seat? You know?
Well, because the print files are out for both.
Oh, okay.
So,
Okay.
you know, I've printed out the car seat. That's what we're calling it now.
And Nightmare Face Yoda baby.
And Nightmare Face Yoda, baby. But I have a better print I haven't painted yet. So I'm going to put some filler primer on it. Get rid of some of the lines. You want to go into some of these Facebook questions?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
First one is from Min Ryan.
Minister. The good
Oh,
minister.
the good minister. Is that who that is? Okay. The minister asks, How did you guys meet Joe KW? I can't remember anymore. It feels like he just showed up and never left.
That's literally how it worked
It
out.
is kind of
It was
true.
Deadpool, right?
That
Yeah.
was my guest appearance.
I
guess.
remember that. I distinctly remember the first time they had you on because I listened to Nerd Rage from
from the
jump.
get go because that
From
was
the
a
get-go.
long time ago, 3 years ago. at least.
Because I remember my mind does this. I remember being in the parking lot of the Walmart rather in Corinth, Mississippi. I thought I'd always stop there on my way home from Memphis to use the bathroom, and that normally had a pretty decent toy section. And I just remember you talking about Deadpool in that, and that's where I was.
I'm very flattered to have such a big impact on your life.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you. Yeah, and
That was I showed up for that. We were like just getting to be friends at that point.
Mm-hmm.
I came to Skullfest that year.
Because you had hit me up. It all started with a PM, right?
Yep, I also on a PM with love your joke about Dundalk.
Yeah, I made a joke about Dundalk. Because in
I always have
Maryland,
Dundalk to thank for all of this.
and not that there's nice places in Dundalk, and there's great people in Dundalk.
But you definitely
Some of my
gotta-
best friends are Dundalkians.
Do they wear sweatpants
Yeah, for sure.
that with stains on them?
And huge hair. But the kind of like stereotypical joke of Maryland is that Dundalk is filled with white trash people. And I said in this video, so Glen Burnie is kind of like a rougher end of the white spectrum as
more
well.
like Glenn Burnout.
So
Dundalk adjacent.
it's Dundalk adjacent. So and plenty of my friends are from the Dirty Burnie as well.
Same.
So my dad used to say the only reason to ever go to Glen Burnie is if you come to a fork in the road and your other option is Dundalk. And I said that in a video, and then Joe hit me up because he's
On
from
Facebook.
he's a Marylander, and
That's where he's from.
and then
DC Metro Maryland, just to be specific. 'Cause
DMV.
You wouldn't, I guess
Yeah.
you wouldn't know that from the southern Maryland about Dundalk, probably.
yeah. So
Down the barrel.
right. So then I said,
And which is rare because I never fucking would hit up someone from YouTube ever.
Right,
But I was
right.
like, oh, this guy is fucking local, and he's got my sense of humor about fucking Dundalk.
and then I was like, well, dude, why aren't we hanging out or something like that?
And I was like, dude, that's weird. Why would I ask a stranger to hang out?
And I'm like, well, that's what the fuck I'm about. Dude, like, come through, have a drink, touch dicks, and go home. You know, like, that's what we do.
And that's what we did.
So he came through for Skullfest was the first time he came through, which I always forget in my head because you came through another time shortly after that.
Yep,
and hung
to
out.
chat.
And in my head, I always reversed the two.
Yep. And I brought a TFC Aries for you.
That's right. That's right. The gift and the curse.
Bless up.
Yeah. And then and then you did the Nerd Rage episode, and then you used to just hang out while Adam and I recorded Nerd Rage.
Yeah, you want to come through? We're recording. Like, yeah, sure. Because like I was always a listener. Because you put me on to Nerd Rage from SCU, from Radio Free Cybertron,
or GMC.
No, never.
I
talked to you about.
So how did you find SCU from?
You? I was like, I listened to the only thing I watched was Radio Free Cybertron, and you're like, well, that's a little show called
SCU. Yeah, okay.
And I went up to that, and I
right.
For the other show, and then from Shadowcast, you talk about Nerd Rage.
Right.
And then I went to check that out, and then I was listening from like, I think it was episode 7 or 8. It was early, and I was like, should I listen back early? You're like, nah, the quality was trash.
Yeah, I mean, it still was up until like last year, but like there's one episode in Nerd Rage that like I can never remember what episode it is, but we go into taglines of movies.
Yes,
and that episode is funny as shit. It's one of the early ones, and like I'll never forget. There was one. It was about like it was a monkey that played hockey. It was like the movie.
Yeah. I see the cover in my head.
And the tagline was like, he skates a little faster, he shoots a little harder, and he's driving everyone bananas.
Yeah, but you've seen it because it's an ape.
No, I miss. I haven't seen them all.
Planet of the Apes, Ape 7.
They're good.
And then we did the competition, like trivia. Like you give a quote and you have to see what movie. Yeah, we used to do that.
Song clips and stuff. We did that. I was just thinking the other day how Nerd Rage started. I was at work and I had a conversation with Adam about He-Man figures, and I was like, "This is probably a conversation that people would want to hear." And then we started Nerd Rage, and Adam and I probably never talked about He-Man figures on fucking Nerd Rage. So,
everything else, but yeah. So like one day, I just, like literally sat on the couch and listened, and then once while you turned over to me like, "Does Menace looks Asian?" I'm like, "No, Motormaster," and I pulled it up the show. I'm like, "Yep, it's my people."
I got it.
And then at some point, I just started getting on the mic.
Yeah.
And I never left, just like you said. I just showed up one day and never left.
Sam Thompson asks, what's the most interesting question you've ever been asked?
This one.
Looking forward to listening to. No, I'm going to say that shit about fucking actors with no faces. I don't know if it was
Why
a
is this
question.
so weird to you? That was my question.
I don't know. That just fucking is bizarre.
Taking the face out and
because there's
leaving
people
the acting.
There's people who have like facial recognition blindness or whatever, right? They don't recognize faces.
Yes,
that's a thing.
It's terrible. They don't recognize their own family.
And so you basically you want everybody to have that. But only when you're watching movies.
Oh, yeah, because I want him to be somebody else.
All right.
I don't want to watch Tom Cruise. I want to watch Jack Reacher.
I didn't mean to bring it back up. I'm just saying that was for me. What about you guys? That's an interesting question. The question itself.
I think a lot of Joe's questions are interesting. Sometimes they're a little too interesting.
They make you think. Then sometimes they make you angry.
like he's like they're so. Some of them are so bizarre.
I have weird thought patterns. That's why I read them down to ask you guys. Because I'm normally that would just stew in my head for days, and I have no one to talk to about it.
Yeah. Like there was, like there's some question that you asked like about Christmas recently that I was like, man, that's fucked up. I hope I never think about Christmas that way. Like just contemplate it. I think that some of my favorite questions I've been asked have been when Jisk has come on and asked Laura and I questions. Because he'll ask some wild ass questions, and I still have one.
I want
from Skullfest that we did, like with a whole room full of people. Were you either one of you here that night?
I think that was I wasn't.
No,
I was here,
dude.
I was busy blowing me up.
It was funny as shit. Like, and it was a room full of people, and I mean, like, it's like great energy, but I haven't put it out yet. But it's fucking great.
I want the last episode of the first time he asked about art. That's still recorded somewhere, right?
I don't think so.
That was deleted.
That one was bad. That was like the first big argument that Adam and I got into over.
And just arguing about the same question every time it's come up.
Yeah, the last big argument came from the same. It spawned from the same exact place.
Yeah, except we're talking about Chappelle, I think.
Yes, but then it got into the all art is quantifiable, and we disagree passionately about that.
So Will Rawlinson, what's up, Will, asks, okay, you're 9 years old and it's time for new shoes. Do you pick British Knights, LA Gear Lights, or Reebok Pumps?
9 years old, I was an Adidas guy, like the Samba Classics.
I'm trying to remember where I 9 years
So
old.
I had
What grade are you in when you're 9?
knockoff pumps
Fourth.
and knockoff lights.
So
I didn't have brand name stuff because I was the poor kid.
I didn't know that brand name shoes were a thing until the 5th grade when people were making fun of my shoes, and I'm like, Mom,
Yeah,
I need
exactly.
some shoes. So I got
Do you
like
think
some.
that's where your sneaker collecting came from? That
Yeah.
traumatic moment?
Well, I wouldn't say it's traumatic, but it was just a keeping up with the Joneses thing for me.
I mean, it stuck with you obviously for
Yeah,
you to like care about
for
enough
sure.
to collect them.
What was the first pair of shoes that you remember owning?
A pair of white Reebok, like what your dad would wear to the mall, but that's kind of what everybody was wearing. And I remember I shoe polished the hell out of those things all year to try to keep them looking nice.
What about you?
It's those 2 pairs. That's why I remember them.
Oh.
It was the knockoff pumps, and the pump wasn't even round. It's not basketball. It's like a fucking
hit a football
diamond
pump.
shape.
Football pump.
Yeah.
They were.
And I always wanted Heelys.
Oh no, that was way late. I feel like.
No, it didn't mean he didn't want them.
That's true.
Also, it came out in Asia Land a lot earlier.
Oh, okay.
I remember the first pair of shoes I remember owning was a pair of Roos or Kangaroos.
Kangaroos, yeah.
You know,
With a pouch you could put exactly 1 coin in.
I used to keep. I used to keep.
Oh, you
my,
quarter
I used,
for your
I, used,
arcade.
I used to keep my lunch money in it.
Yeah.
In my little pouch because my lunch was like 35 cents, and I used to keep the quarter in the dime in there.
Let's see.
Never Velcro.
Kevin Shoquist asks,
Shout out to Shoki Reviews.
yes. Now that Christmas season is in full swing and online ordering is at the highest it's ever been, record broken yesterday actually for Cyber Monday.
Really?
Do you take care of your delivery drivers, either as recognition for the hell they go through or a bonus if they take greater care of your stuff? No.
So I should.
If you have the same guy, you should.
But see, that's my
Yeah,
concern.
I don't have the same
That's
guys.
I usually have like a couple standard, like especially my USPS people. Like I have a standard lady that usually comes. But my fear is that I'm going to get this fucking card, get it sorted for her, put it in the mailbox, and it's going to be
the fill-in
the
guy.
fill-in guy, and they're not going to give it to her.
So I've got 2 mailmen. One that I despise. He's the guy that'll leave the slip for something that needs to be signed and won't knock. And I've chased him down the driveway and I've called.
Is it the same guy Adam has? 'Cause
Yeah, really.
I don't know. No, it can't be. But the other guy, like, brings the packages to the porch, brings the mail with it, hands it all to you. Because the other guy's like, oh, here's your package and all your mail's in the box. Because I have no sense of I don't know.
Yeah, I would
and,
like
and
to.
the rest of it, honestly, I think it's a crapshoot. I don't
Yeah.
see that. I don't see them.
I don't see him either.
You know,
it's
and
different if they hand you a fucking shit every day.
Yeah, it's a different world. How do you guys? This is from Eric Burgess. What's up, Eric?
Yeah, Eric.
How do you guys feel about Doom being a potential protagonist for Black Panther? Also, Doom,
Dr. Doom,
Dr.
okay.
Doom. Also, I prefer the spicy chicken sandwich at Popeyes over the classic.
Yeah.
Have you tried? Yeah, well, we've tried the spicy.
I've never tried the
I've
classic.
never tried the classic. So
Spicy's a shit though.
That's a good.
It wouldn't
just
be my
kind
He better not be thrown away. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. It wouldn't be my first choice only because the Doom needs to be the next Thanos. I'm not to say he needs to be the next Thanos, but he needs to be of a Thanos level.
Big deal.
Villain.
But I mean, not a bad time to introduce him.
I agree.
Especially since both of them have countries.
Agreed.
Like niche countries.
That's
one
true.
of them doing much better than the other, but
Yeah, no, that's a good point. I
They're
like
both
that.
kings of sorts.
Yeah, if they met on that kind of ground, like at some sort of Senate,
Yeah, a
thing
political meeting.
Yeah, like that would be fucking interesting. So I'm not against
yeah.
that.
So that's the angle we want to see.
But whatever it is, it can't be that this is the character that Panther beats in the next Panther movie.
Right.
Which is probably, to be fair, the only Marvel movie I'm looking forward to. No, that and Thor.
What if he does? It's really hard. It was a difficult fight. Panther took down Doom, and it's a Doom bot. But it was really hard.
Okay, I'm good with that.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
I
good
like
with
that too.
I'm good with that.
I like that
I'm
too.
good with that.
I'm kind of a nerd sometimes.
Every once in a while, you sometimes you just want to be a pigeonholed nerd. Sometimes.
What does that mean?
Sometimes you just get in this bag where you're like, no, I don't give a fuck about anything but anime. And then every now and then you sneak out and you're like, no, I give a fuck about a couple of other things.
The interesting parts.
So Sean Love chimed in here.
Yeah.
Christmas stories, best Christmas and worst Christmas. There's several questions here. Favorite gift given and received of all time. Did you ever drink the Christmas tree water?
Is that a thing?
Sean's a wild dude.
And here's the last one. How old were you when you found out Santa was banging your mom?
I think that Sean texts me, like we text every now and then. And he'll always
flex, but okay.
Yeah, no big deal. You know what I mean? I got friends. But like just like yesterday, he was like, I hate talking to people who have been in fights and never talk about any of their losses. Like that's like it'd be random shit like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and then some of it is bizarre. I'm not going to put his business out there, but he texted me something very funny recently that, regarding him in his private life, in his intimate life.
Ooh,
but I'm gonna leave that be. So I think the best gift I've ever given is that glass I gave my wife last year.
That's all awesome fucking gift.
I think that like, and I'm driving myself crazy this year because I have no fucking idea.
It.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea what to do for her. And she has a birthday coming up too, so I got an idea for that, or I have an idea
Your
for
birthday's
Christmas.
coming up soon.
That's a fact.
Like what, next week? I don't even know the exact date.
And I know what Laura's getting me for Christmas and birthday this year, and it's nice and it's expensive, but like it kind of sucks knowing.
So spoilers.
Spoilers.
Does matter, you motherfucker.
Okay.
God damn.
Hey, sidebar on spoilers. In your spoiler pocket where you go to get all your dirty information, is the Mandalorian spoilers? Are they there?
There are some on there, but I've kind of hid myself. Not
I
purposely.
just didn't know if it was out there.
I've seen some of them, but I don't care. Like, you know, because I'm on the journey with that one. Like wherever it goes, I'm kind of good. The Skywalker shit, like I need to fucking know. Like it's different for me. Like I just need to know how it shakes out. So just like the Marvel shit, like or the DC shit. Like I love DC, you know, just to take the Marvel, like because people say I'm biased against Marvel, so to take it out of that and put it in DC, I don't need to read the DC rumors. I'm kind of good to you know, or the spoilers. Like I'm good to kind of follow the journey wherever it goes, and I feel the same way about the Mandalorian. It's just that Skywalker story. Like I need to know everything as soon as possible, or I can't fucking sleep at night.
Wow.
So the best gift I've ever received, yeesh. I don't know. Last year, a lot of my gifts aren't really meaningful. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't really have a lot.
Just stuff you want.
It's just stuff I want. But like, sometimes the bag is bigger. Sometimes Santa's bag's bigger than other times. You know. And last year I feel like it was a big bag, and it was nice. And the year before it was. The last 2 years have been great, but I couldn't tell you anything. The best Christmas that I can remember is with my family a couple years ago. Like we just didn't leave the house. It was just us. Like didn't have to go anywhere. It was like the first year that she didn't want to go to one of her. You know what I mean? We kind of agreed on that. So that was probably my best. And also one when I was a kid, the first time that my mom moved to North Carolina for a while. And I didn't have to go to two houses for the first time on fucking Christmas. Like, cause I used to spend Christmas morning with my dad, Christmas evening with my mom. I fucking hated it. So that's probably, and my worst Christmas is I had a lot of great Christmases, but I had a lot of bad Christmases. So,
Evens out.
There was one time my mom bought me like 200 individually wrapped gifts.
Pencils.
And they were all pencils with my name engraved on them.
But
like, you could buy like you know what I mean?
It's to make it for the Super Nintendo.
She opened it up and fucking put them in different boxes and everything. So it looked like I had all these gifts. Like I walked in and I didn't expect shit at my mom's house anyway. And like it looked like I got like the world. And then I opened them up and like everyone was like a different size box with the fucking one pencil in it with fucking, you know what I mean?
But it was customized pencils, though.
Yeah, but it was a one payment custom. You know what I mean? Like she bought the box.
They all had your name on it.
Yeah.
Do you still have any left?
No.
I would
I
frame
don't
this
even.
shadow box.
I mean, my dad was funny about shit like that. Like he wouldn't let me take him to school. He wouldn't let me like my mom one time had a shirt for me made that had my name on it. Like for whatever reason, like she got them for the whole family, like something Just family would do, where they all had Papa Bear and shit. And you know, like my mom did that one time. And my dad like threw a fit because my dad was like, he's gonna be walking and somebody's gonna pull over and be like, "Hey, Bobby, yeah, I'm a friend of your father's or whatever. I'm gonna kidnap you and put you in a basement and do weird things to your feet."
Oh my god!
So ridiculous.
But yeah, anyway, that's it. That's it for me.
I don't know. Oh, when did you find out that Santa was banging your mom, so to speak?
Santa was never banging my mom.
Once.
Yeah, I mean, when I was 1 year old and 2 year old, Santa was banging my mom.
Okay, I think it's more of finding out that it's a whole gimmick. How old were you when the cover was blown?
You know, I don't know because my dad would do little shit that would like bring me back into the fold. You know, I think it just happened naturally. Like I was like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense. But like, you know, I remember being like in elementary school, like third grade or something, and being like, this shit isn't real, is it? And then like that year, like my dad like had like like a piece of felt torn off, and it was like stuck in the fireplace. It's like caught his fucking britches on the way out. And like my fireplace, I lived in this like little ass townhouse. My fireplace, like nobody could. I mean, let alone a fat guy. No, this fucking skinny guy couldn't fit in it. Gort couldn't fit in this fucking fireplace. So like
it's magic.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Santa Claus with Tim Allen?
No. I watched Christmas Story and Ernest Saves Christmas, and it's the Charlie Brown's Christmas. But that was like the only Christmas shit I watched as a kid.
What about you, Joe?
I never believed in Santa Claus.
Okay,
and I don't do Christmas.
Fair.
I remember my only gift I can remember in recent time is the nice custom mug I got from Bobby's family.
Yeah.
I still have that. That's why I use for water every day.
Yeah. It had like pictures of the kids. It said, "We love Uncle Dolphin." Yep.
Uncle Dolphin, not Uncle.
Dolphin. No, she got your name finally.
Yeah, she got my name. I can't. I don't know. Best Christmas favorite. I'm bad at this shit. I'm kind of like you. It's. I mean, and I'm sure somebody will tell me that I'm missing something here, but I don't know.
You're missing the Christ in Christmas.
That's probably not wrong, but I mean, like Kelly and I, we want something, we just go buy it.
Yes,
like, hey,
exactly.
I'm gonna buy this, or she's like, I'm buying myself this for Christmas. Okay, because the specific thing you want, I would never get that exact thing right just by guessing on context clues. From your collective knowledge, this is from Anthony Neal. I guess it's Neal. It's got a K in it.
Oh, real quick, I should just address that glass story real quick for new listeners. Just so you bought her a piece of glass. My wife had a table from her grandparents. Her grandparents are dead. And when she grew up, the grandparents had this coffee table. It had money in it from when they were immigrating from country to country, fleeing Nazi Germany. And then they added to it with money they had collected from traveling around the world later. And it had a piece of glass on it. When we moved out of our parents' homes and into our first home, her grandparents gave her that table along with the money for it. And the first week we moved in, it got broken, the piece of glass. So that was in 2004. And she always kept saying, I'm going to get it replaced, I'm going to get it replaced, I'm going to get it replaced. Never got it replaced. So last year I had the piece of glass replaced.
And it's not just, and it's a custom curved piece of glass.
Yeah,
it's
like a special. Yeah. So that's the glass story. Go ahead.
Jose Anthony Neal said, from your collective knowledge, what characters has Batman banged?
All of them?
Wonder Woman, Selena Kyle.
Harley?
I don't think so. Black Canary.
Vicky Vale.
Poison Ivy? Any of the villains? Natalia?
Catwoman. Talia,
yeah.
I want to say maybe Shiva.
And the third Robin.
No. He didn't bang her. That's all that I can think of off the top of my head. I know he's had some other girlfriends that were like
side bitches.
Yeah, like not like Vicky in the Vicky Vale bag.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the only ones I can think of off the top of my head.
Unnamed host.
And for the record, that's Bruce doing all that work, not Batman. There's no utility belt there.
Yeah.
Let's see. Maryland Phil asked some. We've answered a lot of these before. The comic book rapid fire. We can go through some of them.
All right.
Green Goblin or Hobgoblin?
Green Goblin.
Venom or Carnage?
Venom.
Ultron or Brainiac?
Ultron.
Brainiac.
Darkseid or Thanos?
Thanos.
Kree or
movie Thanos.
Movie Thanos.
Yes.
Comics Darkseid.
Comics Thanos also.
Kree or Skrull or Chitauri?
Skrull.
Yeah, me too. Grayson or Todd or Drake or Damien?
Grayson.
Teen Titans or Outsiders?
I only know the Teen Titans, so
yeah, me too. I don't know.
Probably the Titans, except I love Nightwing more than all of them. So
Captain Cold or Mr. Freeze or Killer Frost?
Mr. Freeze. Arnold Schwarzenegger once.
Mr. Freeze.
Lizard or Killer Croc?
Lizard.
I like Lizard better.
Killer Croc.
Havoc, Cyclops or Havoc or Vulcan?
Havoc. Vulcan is that even a thing anymore?
Cyclops.
Yeah. We're gonna roll right into a James G. rapid fire.
All right, the originator.
The OG, triple OG. R-Type or Gradius?
R-Type.
R-Type.
I don't know what that is.
It's a side-scrolling video game, your little spaceship. The graphics were amazing for the time. I always thought they were.
Galaga.
Oh my god.
Nope.
Okay, boom.
Mike or Raph? Raph. Sideswipe or Sunstreaker?
Sideswipe.
Yep. This is rough. One's got to go. Mexican or Italian food?
Mexican.
I'm just gonna kill.
Wait. What is Taco Bell? Is that Mexican?
That's
Does that count?
Let's see.
Mexican.
Mexican.
Does Chipotle count?
Yeah.
Yeah, that counts too.
Pizza. Is that Italian?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
Italian. This is tough.
Like pizza is definitely like not Italian pizza.
It's Italian American.
Sure.
It's a descendant thereof.
Okay, so I guess if Chipotle count, then Pizza Hut counts
Right.
too. Then I would give it a Mexican because I love Pizza Hut.
So I would be fucking fat as fuck because most of the healthier food I eat is Mexican
Really?
or Hispanic. Yeah, I mean, like as I eat, like like a taco is like it's like a relatively healthy thing.
Depends on what you put in it, I guess.
Well, like I don't use sour cream, so like it's just meat, vegetables, and cheese.
Cheese, lots of cheese.
Fair.
So in Italian food is all bread and cheese and noodles. So like I'd be fucking, you wouldn't be able to fit in here. I'd just be me. I would sit here and then talk to you guys. I'd sit out there.
That's fair.
I love whatchamacallit, chalupas, man, and they're like deep fried,
Dude.
sauce filled, cheese filled things.
I love Taco Bell so much.
Yes,
But I
Me
have
too.
to.
That's
But
why
I
I
have to eat
specify.
it there. I can't Taco Bell to go is
it becomes a
breaks-
harder thing.
It breaks down. Chris Latta voice, Cobra Commander or Starscream?
Starscream.
I'm gonna say Cobra Commander, but I can't tell you that I could exactly tell the difference, other than maybe the robot
just a
effect on
character.
the back of the. It's the same voice.
I know it's the same
Yeah,
voice,
same
but it's a different
voice.
character.
And
That's
apparently
what
that guy was a
Yeah.
complete train wreck to deal with. Like they had to like
Yes,
go get
I've
him
heard
out of a
that. I've
drunk
heard that too.
and stuff.
dumb.
Horror villains: spectral and mysterious, or murderous and real. I prefer murderous and real.
Spectral.
For horror,
Yes.
spectral.
Okay.
Because we have like real murderers.
Yeah, I for like give me a psychological thriller with the real shit.
Yeah.
Because if you give me a real murderer, give me a gun. You get a spectral shit. You give me a gun. What the fuck am I gonna do?
Right, like I find the devil more frightening than the Scream guy.
Well, you don't like Skeet Ulrich? Skeet.
Oh my god, I haven't heard that name forever. He disappeared.
What wouldn't fly today? Porky's or Revenge of the Nerds?
Either.
Neither one.
I think Porky's is worse. I
I
think there's a
watched
lot more
Revenge of
nudity in Porky's, right?
But nudity is not really the issue, though. It's like all the other shit, like
So
the
just
fact that they rape all the girls and fucking.
Yeah, that's true.
Just had us watch Revenge of the Nerds in the last couple years, and it's
awful.
hard to watch. Pick a roommate: ODB or Bushwick Bill.
ODB.
I'm going Bushwick Bill because I'll have a lot more room in the house.
And you guys look like the odd couple.
Exactly. Baxter Stockman or Rat King.
Rat King.
I'm going for Baxter Stockman.
I'll go Rat King. I think
Like,
Rat King
Rat's-
is a more interesting character.
Yeah.
But I love them both, and I want fucking representations of both.
I think Dexter's the more popular one for sure.
Annoying Super Friends: Wendy and Marvin or the Wonder Twins. I don't remember
who they are.
Wendy and Marvin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll go with the Wonder Twins.
Yeah,
but
just
I
go with
also want to add that the Mousers are cooler than the rats.
That's fair.
I mean, they're robot rats, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, robot
Which-
mouses.
Which is obviously cooler.
Yes, anything robot is.
Young Tyson or Prime Ali. I'm going Young
Young
Tyson.
Tyson for sure.
Scary shit, dude.
Yeah.
Thing's a monster.
Monster.
Breadsticks or cheese bread?
Cheese bread.
Depends on.
Is it cheese breadsticks?
It didn't. It says cheese bread.
No, I think it's breadsticks, like Olive Garden breadsticks.
Okay, then I'm going cheese bread.
You can have all you can eat Olive Garden breadsticks or one serving of cheese bread.
One serving cheese bread.
Same.
Fuck, marry, kill. Martha Stewart, Oprah Winfrey, and Suzanne Summers.
All right, I'm killing Oprah
Yeah, same.
because of that shit where she was fucking rude to those people at the store, the Louis Vuitton
And I
store.
think that's her day-to-day life.
I get that impression. And then who was it? Martha Stewart and who the other one?
Suzanne Summers. I'm gonna fuck Suzanne Summers,
yeah.
marry Martha
That's
Stewart,
Yes.
and kill Oprah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
too.
I think we're the
Because
same.
you know why I'm gonna
Martha
marry
Stewart's
Martha?
gonna ride.
She's a
Yes.
down ass bitch.
Yep, she's going to ride.
And she's going to cook you some good ass, and she's
Yeah,
going to take care of the
that's
house.
true. Suzanne Summers always get me send my food to other people.
Dude, and she's got to squeeze her way to shapely hips and
Yeah.
thighs. She's
Dude.
probably still using that Thigh Master, dude.
I definitely jerked after her a bunch when she was in Three's Companies. When I was in
Come and knock on our door. Friday Craig sidekicks. Day or Smokey?
Smokey.
Smokey all day long. But
Yeah.
Day did have some good ones.
Yeah.
Nah, they tens, but they clean though.
I like the first and the second one, but that third one I can't get with.
Top flight security of the world.
I hate it.
Oh, that's funny. May need Joe for this one. Roy Fokker or Sledger Law?
Oh, jeez, he's fucking...
I'm gonna say Roy
That's
Fokker because
really
I've heard of him.
obscure I mean,
that's
Roy's from he's from Robotech.
he's from
right?
Macross.
I did that on purpose.
I mean, he's in
He slammed his
Robotech
hand.
also.
Roy
but-
Fockers, that's Ben Stiller.
Yeah, it's Meet the Fockers.
Yeah.
I got nipples. Can you milk me, Greg?
What a great movie. You can buy like 10 bottles of Mums.
Okay, this one is labeled Joe probably. Tragic signing hero, Seinin. Kinshiro, Fist of the North Star, or Guts Berserk.
Guts, dude. I know Kenshiro's OG, and it's fucking. He's great. Fist of the North Star is great, but like Berserk though is a whole other bag for me. Berserk
I know
is
nothing of
just
that. I know the figures look pretty cool.
Statue's
a
cool.
fucking.
Yeah.
It's up there. When you're talking about top echelon manga anime, well, manga really is Berserk all day.
Age 14. Your best friend's mom or your best friend's sister? My best friend's mom.
Sister.
My best friend was made of Legos.
Wait. This is like, we're talking about a specific thing.
Age 14.
Okay, so if we're talking about it,
Your best friend's mom or
I
best
have
friend's
friends that
sister?
want
okay,
That's all I
so
have.
here's the thing. Generally speaking, I would be more into people's sisters than people's moms. However, at age 14, what grade is that?
9th, 10th grade? Early high school?
I mean, I was probably hanging mostly with
32-year-olds?
Brutus at that 9th, 10th grade. Brutus, Adam. Adam would have been his mom.
I never met his mom.
And most of like Shane's mom was super hot. Well, not super hot, just hot from like mom hot. You know what I mean?
None of the. I mean, I'm going through my
Back in Alabama,
people
where
I,
you from?
people I hung out with,
and I
and
was
none
like-
of their moms were anything near attractive. I
And
mean, they were just middle-aged ladies.
Shane's mom. I mean, Shane's mom. She used to be like kind of a running joke that like, dude, we're like, what's your mom getting into tonight? Like, shit, you know what I mean? Shit like that. Like,
It's like Stacy's mom.
yeah. Shane's mom was hot, but for her mom.
It's got it going on. There you go. Put on that soundtrack.
Trying to think.
In 8th grade in Christian school, I had a friend with a hot sister, and she was much older. Like we're like 12
See,
or
that's
something,
the
and she
thing.
was in her 20s.
Because there's a period when I was in elementary school where moms would have grossed me out, period. So if anybody's sister was, older,
Yeah.
then it would have been easy. So, yeah, I'll go with moms overall.
I probably had some teachers I would probably.
Oh, that was quite a few teachers.
but
See, I only had 2 teachers ever that I was
Oh, my
like,
God.
you have some old battle axe teachers.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, like last names like Higdon.
I had a Huddleston in 3rd grade.
You know Higdon, you know what they called her? Pigdon,
oh my god.
for sure.
Hang on, let me add this song.
Curly hair all on top, that type of bitch.
Better kids meal toy, Happy Meal from McDonald's or whatever Burger King's got.
I've only ever gotten McDonald's Happy Meals.
The only thing I remember ever getting from Burger King were the glasses. Like they had the I think the Star Wars glasses came from Burger King years ago.
I had Care Bear glasses from McDonald's.
Where I grew up for the longest time, there wasn't a Burger King close.
Really?
Yeah, like Burger King came around like around a time like in terms of like walking distance, like like easy to get to. Burger King came around like as I was getting into high school, like 8th, 9th grade.
You want lobster? Huh. I'm thinking Burger King. Might know where that's from?
It's a song.
I Ain't the One by NWA.
What have you guys? Either one of you, as an adult, went to get a Happy Meal to get the toy?
Yeah.
I have not. I mean, I don't know if the quality of the toys went down or
Oh, they've gone to
or
shit.
I have grown
They're
up.
Gone to shit.
Because I love the fucking burger. I know Justin likes them too. The McDonald's like meal Transformers. I love those
Yeah, they
things.
were great.
So they actually have done like Happy Meals. They've done like retro toys. Like you remember they had like the little like the fucking fry box. That's small. That's so small. It's the fry box and it opens up and it's a robot. It's got little arms. You guys ever seen this
That's
shit?
what I'm talking about.
Yeah. So those are like they did a limited run of those.
Oh, really?
Again, which you can also buy them on eBay for $3 a piece.
Right. I remember they did like the one wave was all robots, and they did another one that were like animals.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that? Like there was like an alligator, there was like a chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
And,
I didn't get into those.
yeah, I didn't get into them as much. The robots were definitely cooler, but they were goofy as fuck.
Eric B asked another question about Black Widow. We covered that. And let's see. Finally, Justin L. Internet personality, Justin L. says,
Keep my feet interesting, bro.
wings, battered or naked, and what kind of sauce?
I like. So here's the thing. My favorite type of wing is like a Baltimore City chicken box wing.
I don't even know what that means.
Dude, I like the DC wing with the mumbo sauce.
So I don't know about that.
I've had that shit and it's fucking great.
Isn't it though?
That
See?
Mamba sauce is. I haven't really had it on chicken wings.
I think that's what Mamba number 5 is about.
I used to get these wings. They're kind of fried, but they're not fried with batter.
Mamba number 5.
Oh yeah.
They're just like crispy.
Uh-huh.
And you could get 4 wings, fries, a little roll, and everybody got half and half. But I would get a soda because I hate fucking tea.
That's phony. Half and half is the way to go.
Right. And
That's a staple.
yeah, for sure.
Like half and half and the fries and the
yes,
chicken.
yes, for sure. For $3.49.
Yeah.
Ballin'.
Crazy.
Crazy.
I would eat the wings, throw the bones out, eat the roll, take the ketchup packs, pour it all on the fries, close the box, shake the box, eat the fries with a fork.
I've never been the only way I eat ketchup, I mean, if it's like if I order a hamburger at a restaurant that's got ketchup on it, I'll eat it. I don't care. But the only time I squirt ketchup out is to eat with French fries, and it's a pile of ketchup over here. I don't want it on my fries until I'm ready to.
It'll get soggy, right?
So I am the exact same way, except for the chicken.
It's a cultural thing.
Except for the chicken.
It's a cultural
box.
thing.
Like pouring in, shaking
You
all
saw
the
the cool
shit.
kids doing that, didn't you?
You're just raised doing it.
Yeah, like it's just like it comes with a fork.
You were born.
Like the chicken box comes with a fork, and there's nothing you can eat a fork with other than the fries that come in this conglomerate.
I guess that's fair. What about you, Joe? Chicken wings.
But generally, I'm sorry, just real quick. Generally, if I'm at a restaurant or something, I get Old Bay wings. But that's like the shit.
I like Old Bay wing, but it's always so dry.
That's the shit that comes on. But those are a different type of wing than what I'm talking about. Like the chicken box wing, that shit is the size of a turkey wing for one, and it's not broken into 2 pieces. You have to break it all yourself.
Yep.
Like
it's a whole wing. It's all 3 sections. Yeah.
Wing.
So
It's like-
then that's completely different.
It's
I think
kind of a Chinese restaurant, except they also have subs, gyro, and fucking fish sandwiches.
right.
Yeah.
Always trout.
Is
Yeah.
Is the place still there?
Everywhere.
Yeah.
What's
They're
the
fucking
name of it?
everywhere.
Well,
No,
there's Tyrone's, there's New York Fried, there's Hip Hop Chicken and Fish.
okay,
It's Kennedy.
okay,
Hip
so
hop
I've
chicken
seen-
and fish, dude.
That's
Hip hop
good.
chicken and fish is great.
I've seen the New York places.
Yeah, New York
and I'm
Fried.
Like, that's weird to have this
yeah.
here.
I never get the chicken and fish, hip hop chicken and fish though. I always get the fish.
And the fact that there's a place called Hip Hop Chicken and Fish.
It's a neon.
And there's
one in Glen Burnie,
there was a little bit of outrage when they first started popping up. But then people had the chicken and they were like, never mind.
That's fair.
This shit is fucking hip hop.
It depends on where, because different places make different wings, right?
Yeah.
Like I like a Hooters wings,
But
breaded.
yeah, I don't like their naked wings though. They're weird.
Yeah, exactly. But some places like the breading is not good. But like my favorite is just at home because Chris crucifies them Korean style, and that's how I like it. Like it's consistently good when it comes to wings.
So I used to years ago. We didn't have B-dubs in Alabama where I'm from, but we had them in Tennessee where I lived for a bit, and I would buy the sauce and take it home, and then I found out you could just order the sauce. But I would use a deep fat fryer or whatever you call those things, and then I'd sauce them and bake them, and those were just fucking fire. But if I'm out, honestly, it's just whatever they have at that restaurant.
It's usually buffaloes, like the standard.
Yeah, I
choice.
mean, well, as far as the
See, I don't
sauce,
do any of that.
I like. A
You don't like saucy shit though.
So like if I,
you don't like shit drenched in sauce.
if I go
The
to
noodles?
if I go to B-dubs, the 2 sauces I'm always gonna get is Caribbean jerk, which is a wet sauce there, and a Parmesan garlic.
The Parmesan garlic, I keep
Parmesan
that
is
shit in
always
stock
good.
in
and
my house.
I'm a boneless bitch.
That's
that's
not
crazy.
wing. That's
That's
not a
crazy.
fucking
Chicken
wing.
wings.
It's not. It's chicken
it's not.
tenders. It's
It's
tendies.
not, but I don't know.
But I'll tell
have
you-
to eat with my fingers.
the I just want to because people don't understand it, but like
He's so passionate.
the wing is fucking different. Like these
get it.
little ass wings that come at restaurants,
That's what I
they
mean.
piss me off.
Like
They
at-
fucking
like
piss
at
me
Buffalo
off.
Wild Wings?
Yeah, like
They're
any fucking where, like Ruby Tuesday, any fucking where you go and you order like a plate of wings and these little ass baby
Listen,
wings
if
come
you
out.
go to
they're
Ruby
like,
Tuesday and order wings, you're just a trash person anyway.
you know, whatever the fuck, like whatever, like bar grill.
There are some
place.
bars who, like with big, nice, good wings. But, like, that's
I
rare.
have never like Outback, all that shit. Like their
The
wings
Ale House in Rockville, they have some
are
fucking
small
tight.
as fuck. But like if you go to get a chicken box from Baltimore, the wing is fucking huge. Like the
So
joke,
that's like a piece of chicken, though. It's not a buffalo wing. I think it's completely different.
maybe.
It's like, so if you go to Popeyes and for some
Yeah, but
reason,
it's the same bones.
hang on,
It's just sectioned off. Yeah.
right?
It's the same, but like it's so much bigger. Like
understand.
the joke was that they were killing the pigeons. Like people was like, these aren't chicken wings, these are pigeon wings because the fucking wing is.
But if you
It
go
could be
to
true,
Popeyes and order a mixed bucket of chicken right now and come here, what parts are we gonna get? We're going to get breasts. We're going to get thighs. We're going to get legs or wings.
Yeah.
Right? And the wings are, it's a wing. It's a fucking working wing. And these wings are pre-separated and ready to rock and roll. But hey, guess what? None of us are wrong. And as long as we like it, we win.
That's true.
That wasn't fucking wings now.
All right.
Is that it?
Thanks everybody.
Hey, is Hooters dead?
No.
They still got one in Laurel.
Because
Actually, they may not.
there used to be more around. But the
They're
two I used to go to are gone.
They're all over the South.
Is the one at Inner Harbor still?
I don't know. Because I haven't gone to Inner Harbor for a long time now.
I mean,
Says the cons don't go to the Inner Harbor anymore, other than Baltimore.
Shout out. Oh, also, I feel like there was something I wanted to.
There's one in Laurel, and Fairfax, Virginia is the next closest.
Jesus. So they have closed down. There used to be a lot more.
They must have closed the Baltimore one. Shout out to. I wanted to say something. Oh,
Strip clubs paying better.
Shout out to the rest of the Cool Table Network.
That pit beef in front of the strip club.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Shattercast Uncut, Enter the Realm, Beer and Bolters, 401k, Stasis Lock, Toy Detox, Building Up to It, Breaking the Mold, Fresh Communications, and Verbally Challenged. Shout out to the rest of the Nerve Rage team, Marilyn Phil on Twitter, Dante on Facebook, Raul on Instagram. All the links to all that shit is in the description, so if you want to follow any of it, it's pretty entertaining across the board. Shout out also to Manny behind the scenes, Gort and Andy helping me with the Star Wars stuff. And
I just noticed you moved those. I like that you put my guy up there.
Yeah, he was.
You see, Pinkerton. I put my darkness over here with his two bitches.
Oh, nice! I didn't notice.
And and they're together now.
Yeah, exactly. I want them together, but I didn't want to touch your Batman.
Yeah, but it's actually fragile. This is a trash statue. It's like
I didn't touch it. Then
it's well sculpted and painted and stuff, but it's like I touched it one time. I broke the fucking batarang off it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
But that feels good though.
Yeah.
You need a light in there. Though.
Well, you need to come through. Let's see, and then is that it? Did we miss anybody on the shoutouts because it got broken up? I think
we got the whole team.
I think so. Yeah. All right.
Well, we missed you. We're sorry.
We're sorry.
You know we're thinking of you.
Yes.
Music from this episode is available. Playlist will be in the link below.
Do we have merch yet?
No new merch. No new merch.
No, not with the new logos and stuff.
Not with the new logos. That's on my to-do list.
What do you guys think about logos? Give us a shout out.
Yeah, for sure.
And with that, Flappy Labius.
Tasty Tank.
Tight dick player.